Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Good morning. I am Maura Dooley here with you yet again this week. Salk is going to be back Monday, but he's on vacation in Vegas. Brock will be in at 7 a.m. along with former Seahawk Brian Walters. They'll be hosting you for most of the show today, but right now it is myself and Ian for the first hour here. And we'll also be talking to G. Scott today. So if you are a Friday listener that tunes in for him at 8:30, he had to switch days. So G. Scott coming up at 8:30 today. We will also be talking to Tim McCabe, who is the head coach of the Soundview Little League team out of Tacoma that won their first game yesterday. So excited to hear all about that. Make sure you stay tuned. Right now, who are these Mariners? That is one of the most perplexing questions that we have been trying to answer all season. I feel like, we've been chatting, we've been getting to know each other, and somehow it's still just a mystery. Like, let us in. Let us figure out who the heck you are. So after that embarrassing loss the night before, the Mariners come out yesterday and look like a team with some fight and look like a great offense. 7 runs on 10 hits for the team. Brendan Donovan reached base 4 times. Josh Naylor was 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. 6 different guys with a hit. 3 guys had multiple hits. No home runs, which is, what they supposedly want their offensive identity to be. We haven't seen a lot of that this season. I know that people don't want to get their hopes up too much. We have to protect our hearts, but there are some things here. You take that embarrassing loss out of the equation and you look at that Astro series. There are some things here to be encouraged by, and it does feel kind of like we're starting to see a little bit more of the team they wanted. I mean, Brendan Donovan, if he can do that at the top of the lineup, what we've been seeing from him lately changes this entire team around. You had Taylor Ward back, who had missed some games with an injury, and he contributed with an RBI single, a 2 RBI single. So there's a lot to like there. And then we also found out yesterday that J.P. Crawford is going to be playing in a rehab game in Tacoma tonight. Carlos Vargas is expected to be able to rejoin the team on their next homestand. And then Adam Jude telling us yesterday that Matt Brash had a couple of really good bullpens and is pretty excited about where he's at. So I know that we're a little hesitant because this team has not let us get to know them. We don't have an identity yet, which is terrifying this time of year. But we're all still in, right? Like we love baseball, and this team still has there's a lot of opportunity in front of them. There's some things to like about the way it's all coming together. On August 4th, Jeff Passan told us that the Mariners just needed to go 500 in the 24-game stretch starting back in the Rays series and ending with the Red Sox on September 2nd because the schedule gets a lot easier after that.
I think 500 would be great. Mm-hmm. I think 10 and 14, at that point, they're 3 games. You're like 7 games under at that point. Yeah. I think.
And Houston
has
a nothing burger schedule in August. They play nobody.
Right. Yeah. I think you got to go 500.
So they have 4 wins so far through 11 of those games. Not ideal, but they still have 13 left. And according to Passan's math, they just need 6 wins in those 13 games. I mean, if you can start out by taking this series today, that's completely doable. They do still have a tough, they have the Cubs, they have the Phillies, they have the Red Sox. It's a tough stretch, but like I said, we're starting to see some signs of fight. You want to see that consistency. You need to win some series back to back here. And I know they're against tough teams, but you're supposed to be a contender. You're supposed to be a playoff team. It's time to show it. So I liked the fight that we saw last night. I liked the fact that they seemed they did seem embarrassed, and they seem to want to respond to that. I hope we see more of that today. But I also wanted to, because I don't know if Brock's going to be able to get into this. We have a kind of a packed show today. I also wanted to get into something that I heard in Seahawks land. Jordan Palmer, who is Sam Darnold's quarterback coach, we've talked to him on the show before, Carson Palmer's brother. He went on Rich Eisen yesterday and had some insight on Sam Darnold that I thought was pretty interesting. To me, it offered a little bit of a window into that question that Richard Sherman was asking Mike McDonald on Hard Knocks the other day about how they stayed so hungry.
Sam, his superpower, the way I frame it, is just his ability to keep everything really simple. And Rich, you know, you're really good friends with a lot of these guys over the years. Being a starting quarterback in the NFL is not a simple life. There's a lot going on. You can pull in a million directions. And I think that's his superpower. And all the hard times that he went through in New York and Carolina and being a backup, that the self-confidence that he had that there'll be a time and a place where all I have to do is play to the best of my abilities and I'll be in every game with a chance to make a run at the end. That held true in Minnesota. It held true last year.
It struck me because it might be true that he's a simple guy as far as like keeping it that way on the field. But I also think that translates off the field with how even keeled he is. Like I remember telling Salk and Lyle after the Super Bowl that I just wanted to like shake Sam Darnold and Ken Walker in their post-game interviews because I was like, did you guys realize that you just won the Super Bowl? Like they were...
Sam even said, like, wasn't it Sam that said, oh yeah, like we won the Super Bowl? That was a part of Hard Knocks they were talking about. He was like, yeah you just kind of
like he said sometimes he has to remind himself.
Yeah, like,
and in those post-game interviews, it's like someone was talking to them about like what they had for dinner or something. Like they just so nonchalant. So and Mike McDonald feels the same way. All of his interviews about the Super Bowl, he's just been like, I don't know, people act like
he didn't watch
you're a different person. It's like you're the same guy. It doesn't, I think that they both kind of have this approach of like, I didn't come here to win one Super Bowl and then pat myself on the back. Like Mike McDonald has a chance to be one of the greatest coaches in the NFL. Like people are already talking about what a phenom he is. Sam Darnold has taken this different path where like, most people thought his career was over and he might just be getting started. So I think that they have this hunger that kind of translates to the rest of the team, but also this kind of just nonchalant nature where, Russell Wilson was here constantly talking about his legacy and how he was going to build that as he was still actively playing, which always
was kind of weird
to me. I didn't like that. I think so other people should talk about your legacy. Geno Smith, even though he had proven a lot of people wrong, was kind of obsessed with continuing to do that. He was, getting into beef with fans on Twitter half the time. Like Sam Darnold seems to be at a place where he's like, I know who I am and I don't really care what anyone else thinks. And that's something that you hear Mike McDonald talk to the players about in Hard Knocks a lot. Like we have goals and we're going to reach those through process over results and nothing else matters. None of the outsized noise matters. We don't care what anyone thinks of us. And, you can say those things, but I don't know if you necessarily get the buy-in unless you walk the walk and talk the talk. And I think Sam Darnold and Mike McDonald are such a good pairing for that. And that's part of the reason why this team is still so hungry.
Yeah, a couple of guys who have bounced around in a few places and are just getting really their first shot at like holding on to the reins and like being like, okay, this is your team. The Jets were Sam Darnold's team at one point. Like they did hand him the reins, definitely too early, and they did not give him a good map to try and follow.
Well, we could go through the list of the quarterbacks that the Jets have destroyed.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. I mean, just heartbreaking. But now, like, it took a little learning going to San Francisco, going to Carolina. Like, he was backups in those places. He did start in Carolina, but it was never like look out for Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers. Now it's Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Like, this is his team. The guys look up to him. Every time on Hard Knocks they're talking about him, they're like, yeah, he's super funny guy outside of the field, and then you get onto the field and he's just a robot. Yeah. And like, that's so encouraging after the past couple guys we've had where there's a lot of look at me, there's a lot of other than football things. Like, these guys really love to just stick to football.
I completely agree. And that was another thing that Jordan Palmer brought up too. He's like, look, he's last 5 or 6 years, he's like introducing himself to new teammates every year. Like he said that last year he thinks is Sam Darnold's floor because he finally has something to be able to grasp onto and build on.
I mean, him and JSN are only going to get tighter, and like that connection has the potential to be the best in the league for the next 5 to 7 years. It's so exciting.
So exciting. I know. And we're so close. Second preseason game coming up this weekend. We'll dive into joint practices, joint practice. There's only one this time going on with the Titans tomorrow, and hopefully talk to Dave Wyman from those. But coming up next, we're going to tell you everything you need to know, a little bit about that Mariners game, and the Seahawks went out and signed another cornerback yesterday. We'll tell you about that next. You're listening to the Brock and Salk Show on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Outside of quarterback, for real, we got the hardest position on the field, man.
The big-time players
They can't beat us throwing the ball.
make big-time plays.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side.
And a big-time Seahawk
Witherspoon, 97 yards.
is locked in for the long haul.
Spoon and the soul of our defense. Spoon is the heart of it.
Spoon's extension and what's next for the Hawks. All at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Let's go.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Anybody can promise you a good deal. What matters is who's making the promise. At every Lee Johnson dealership, we'll work hard to get you the best deal we can.
The LJ way.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Every job's different. So why not your equipment plan? Rent it when you need it. Buy it when you're ready. Levitt Machinery makes it easy to get to work. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay. Sunday.
Football, baby!
Nobody gets you closer to the action at Seahawks training camp than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Experience the thrill of the Kitsap Fair and Stampede with classic fair fun and food. Delight in the ultimate Pacific Northwest summer tradition. Bring the whole family to enjoy exhilarating carnival rides, midway games, and all your favorite deep-fried, sweet, and savory fair food staples. Kitsap Fair and Stampede runs August 26th through the 30th. Don't miss out on all the fun and excitement. Tickets and info at kitsapfair.org. That's kitsapfair.org.
Bellevue Rare Coins' newly upgraded Issaquah showroom is now open. Dave Wyman encouraging you to see what your gold, silver, jewelry, coins, and other valuables could be worth in a secure, professional, and welcoming environment. Walk-ins are always welcome for a free evaluation and a fair market offer. If you prefer a reserve time, appointments are available. Bellevue Rare Coins has served our area since 1979 with 4 locations in Bellevue, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Linwood. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Paid political announcement.
Hey, Seattle, did you know your groceries could be getting more expensive? Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery rewards and coupons on the chopping block. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could have the exact opposite outcome and make everyday living more expensive. Protect Seattle Savings is a coalition dedicated to defending the everyday savings that Seattle families rely on. Visit ProtectSeattleSavings.com to learn more and join the cause.
Paid for by Protect Seattle Savings.
I want a woman. I want a big girl.
See the hysterical Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias when he takes the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday, August 29th at 5:30 and 9:30 p.m.
This way, we both can agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
He's sold out stadiums around the world, and now he's coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 29th. Get tickets before they're gone to laugh out loud with Gabriel Iglesias at muckleshootcasino.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
The Mariners beat the Brewers 7-5 to even the series. They came out looking like a team hungry to put the embarrassment of the night before them behind. Donovan and Arozarena singled. Canzone drove them in with a double, and then Taylor Ward's 2 RBI single made it 4-0 in the first. And then a Julio Sackfly and Naylor 2 RBI single on the second made it 7-0. Logan Gilbert gave up a 2-run home run in the second, but cruised along pretty easily from there until the 6th. He started the inning with 2 walks, and Dan Wilson was not about to leave him out there after what happened with Bryce Miller the night before. So Bizzardo comes in and gets them out of that inning, giving up just 1 run. Dominguez was shaky in the 8th. I think everyone was starting to worry after that 7-0 dominant start. He gave up 2 runs, but Gabe Spire locked it down, and then Andres Munoz was lights out in the 9th.
Munoz ready. The pitch. Swung on, bounding a ball to shortstop. Rodden has it, sets his feet, whips it to first in time. That's the ball game. Mariners get the win 7-5. Andres Munoz, save number 100 in a Mariners uniform. Only the 4th pitcher all time with 100 saves or more as a Mariner. Andres Munoz does it, and the Mariners beat the Brewers 7-5.
Nothing better than watching him when he comes out strong like that. So that was a breath of fresh air after getting a little nervous there when Dominguez was struggling. But I think that the Mariners felt that way too, because after the game, Logan Gilbert said, yeah, we needed that.
Yeah, we needed that. Yeah, it was pretty drastic yesterday and then again early on in our direction. So that was big. We needed that, needed to come out hot. It helped me out for sure, getting a big lead like that. So, they played us hard all the way through the rest of the game. So it wasn't easy, but that was a big win. We needed that and hopefully take the series tomorrow.
An early one for the Mariners today as they look to get a series win versus the Brewers. It's an 11:10 first pitch with pregame starting right here on Seattle Sports at 10 a.m. George Kirby takes the mound for the Mariners, while lefty Robert Gasser gets the start for Milwaukee.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, the Seahawks must have liked what they saw from former Cowboys cornerback Trevon Diggs when they worked him out Tuesday, because they signed him to a 1-year deal 1 day later. and he was already in uniform talking after practice yesterday. It sounds like the level of interest was mutual.
I had a visit with Detroit. I was supposed to see a couple other teams, but, I like to hear a lot. Like, this feels like home. I got a lot of familiar faces, Coach Scott, AD, so just being a part of those guys knowing me, knowing, where my heart is, knowing how I want to compete. So, it felt right.
It's pretty cool to see how the Seahawks, since Mike McDonald got here, have quickly become a destination where players want to end up. And also, he mentioned the coaches there, but he's played with DeMarcus Lawrence and Josh Jobe at different points too. So he's gonna, I think, assimilate pretty quickly.
All the former Cowboys, especially coming to the defense, has been pretty interesting. Like the past couple of years, these guys seem to really love Aiden Durde, and he's doing a good job recruiting.
Yes. Diggs was a Pro Bowler, as we mentioned yesterday, in 2021 and 2022, but has struggled with injuries since then. He's only played in 22 of a possible 51 games over the last 3 seasons, but he still has more interceptions with 20 than any other cornerback since 2020. When healthy, he's an incredibly talented player, and he thinks that he's finally gotten there.
It's my first offseason that I've been able to just not rehab and actually do off-season training. So, a lot of trainers put the work in, helped me put the work in to get to where I'm at today. I'm truly thankful for that. And, it's a blessing from God, honestly, just to be able to, come out here again.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, if you watched Hard Knocks on Tuesday, you saw that fullback Brady Russell left the game because his wife was in labor. The preseason game on Saturday. So yesterday, he also talked to reporters and gave us the rundown on how that all happened.
Saturday was cool. It was eventful. The night before, we kind of thought she was in labor, having contractions and stuff. So it was don't know if I'm going to be at the game, don't know if I'm going to have to be home, and then contractions held off and stuff. So I was like, all right. And she was like, go play, go have fun. And so went, and then at halftime checked, and she was back having contractions again and stuff. So I was like, I better hit the road.
Were you on alert the whole time? Was there a plan somebody was going to tell you if it was going down?
Yeah, so I gave her our security guy's number, George, and they had a car and stuff ready in case I needed to get out of there quick. But it wasn't super urgent. I had time to go home and get her.
Height and weight, and what's the name?
She's 20.5 inches. She's 9 pounds, 4 ounces. She's a little tank. Her name's Hadley.
Yeah, 9 pounds for a little girl baby. That is big. I believe on the episode, his wife said that she was already past her due date. So I think those do tend to be.
It sounded like she was
babies.
A week past her due date, the way they were talking about it.
So I'm sure she was ready. Congratulations to the Russells. And then lastly here, congrats to the Soundview Little League team out of Tacoma that we mentioned earlier on their 2-0 extra innings victory over Phoenix City, Alabama. Next up, they will face Bourne Little League out of Texas on Friday at noon. Their coach, Tim McCabe, will join us here at 7:30 to talk about yesterday's big win.
Bourne was the team that benefited from the whole Oklahoma cheating thing.
Oh, was it?
Right?
I didn't really follow.
I'll look it up in the break, but I'm pretty sure we're playing a team that's been in the news, so keep an eye out for that.
Well, hopefully Soundview keeps rolling there. All right, that is everything you need to know. Coming up next, we're going to hear, we talked to Adam Jude of the Seattle Times yesterday with Brady Henderson in, and he gave us a lot of good insight. We talked a little bit about Julio's chase rate. We talked a little bit about the offensive identity and the information he got from Kevin Sicer in his recent article on that. It was coming off of the, 22-0 drubbing, so it started out a little somber, but it's got some great stuff in it, so we're going to let you take a listen to that. You're listening to the Brock and Salk Show on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Isn't it great to be back in pads playing football, little Seahawk style?
The work continues for the defending champs.
Creating this vision of who we want to become all the time.
With the first preseason game in the books. What are the biggest questions? The players to keep an eye on. Roster battles to watch.
Hey, we got to turn it up, dude.
Stay connected to all things training camp on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cash back. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 29 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey, girl. I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by September 1st and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Cascade Machinery and Electric has been the Pacific Northwest's trusted industrial machinery expert for over 100 years. And right now they're hiring outside sales representatives in Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. If you're an experienced seller of industrial equipment, highly motivated and have a skill for building relationships, a rewarding career is waiting for you. The salary is competitive. The benefits are great. Visit cascade-machinery.com/careers and apply today. Cascade Machinery and Electric, powering the Pacific Northwest since 1918.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. At Pella Windows and Doors, we pride ourselves on delivering top-quality windows and doors that enhance the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Our products are built to last with innovative designs and exceptional craftsmanship. Whether you're looking to upgrade your windows or install new doors, Pella has you covered.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, this should be fun. A couple reporters. Adam Jude, Brady Henderson in here. Salk is out. We asked Adam to join us on Monday after his great piece that he wrote about the crossroads that the Mariners offense finds itself in. And sure enough, did Adam Jude know that the Mariners would suffer the worst loss in franchise history last night, a blistering 22-0 defeat? Did you know any of that when you agreed to come on? And do you still want to come on and talk baseball?
Are you sure you guys don't want to talk Seahawks? I watched Hard Knocks last night. I got a whole recap ready. Maybe we can pivot to the storm, some rain, some Sounders.
I'll tell you what I
know about. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I want to know, Adam, and I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of in-depth Mariners questions for you, but I do have a question. Are we ever going to see you back on the Seahawks beat at some point? Like when the Mariners season wraps up, are you going to come and tag team with Condota?
They only parachute me in when there's big games there. I did the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. So that was pretty fun, but that's probably the extent of it for me these days. Bob doesn't need me out there. Bob's crushing it, as you know, and I don't think Bob's ever going to retire. So I'm having fun with my guy Divish and Tim Booth on the Mariners. Not last night, not a whole lot this summer, but. No, always appreciate you guys on the Seahawks beat, but yeah. No.
Well, that's enough. That's enough Seahawks, okay? Because I do have like 6 in-depth questions I want to get to. I do want to have
Here we go.
No, but to kind of start it out, because I think this is always fun for the audience. When you put it together a piece as you did the other day, where you've got quotes from sites, you've got an anonymous player, you work really hard to craft that thing very well, Adam. How long does that take? How long have you kind of been piecing and parsing and putting that thing together?
Yeah, weeks for sure. Probably more than a month. Just talking to people, and obviously when the offense has been going as bad as it consistently has been all summer, you just start to ask questions. What's going on? How are we getting to this point? What are people doing to try to fix it? Right, and so just trying to get a sense of why it's broken and how it's broken, and again, what people are trying to do to provide some answers. And so I'm just asking questions and trying to get as many different answers and opinions as I can. And it kind of led me down that rabbit hole. Yeah.
So if you were to land on your opinion, right, and not just the journalist and not just the article, which again, we referenced a ton and talked through the other day. And I think this team is incredibly in between, and crossroads is a pretty good way to put it. Adam, just your straight opinion on it as a baseball guy and been around all of this. Why are they struggling collectively the way they have this year?
Yeah, no, you couched it pretty well there. They're just in between. And in fact, Kevin Seitz, I don't think I quoted him saying that, but he said exactly that. We're just in between right now, meaning they're late on the fastballs and they're out front on a lot of the off-speed stuff. And again, that's to me why, it encapsulated it perfectly, was that their team at a crossroads right now, because, they're trying to implement for the past year and a half this sort of up the middle approach, this more, it's probably oversimplified, but I think we can safely call it an old school approach. You got Edgar, you got Seitzer, and when you look at the type of hitters they were in their career, Edgar, obviously one of the best right-handed hitters of his generation. Kevin Seitzer was an all-star. I think he was a 290, if not 300 career hitter, like really accomplished major league hitters in their time in an 80s and 90s era that was very different than what we're seeing in the game today. And so they're trying to implement this very simple very, again, old school type approach of like, hey, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's hit line drives up the middle. It's the stuff we teach our kids in T-ball, right? And it should work at every level of baseball. But again, pitching is much different now than it was in the 80s and 90s. And I think a lot of these hitters today grew up with the technology and grew up with an approach, Cal Raleigh being the perfect example of you have to launch the ball. You have to try to pull it in the air with authority to do real damage. That's how you beat good pitching today, is you blast them with a 3-run home run. And you beat them with slug, not with batting average. I think that's a general philosophy that a lot of hitters grew up with in professional baseball, if not in college ball and high school as well. So the Mariners are just in between philosophies right now and in between approach. Part of it, I've heard some criticism, is that, this up the middle approach is maybe too much of a one-size-fits-all approach for the entire team. They need to individualize it more for the guys. But again, we saw some of the benefits of it in Houston over the weekend. These guys are capable of hitting singles and doubles and triples and scoring runs in bunches without home runs. So you see that and you go, okay, obviously Seitzer and Edgar and Dan Wilson, they know what they're talking about, and this can work, and it's less of an extreme approach. Mm-hmm. But I also know when you look back at the Mariners last year, what was their secret sauce? They hit home runs. And what do you need in the playoffs to have success? You need to hit home runs. And so, again, they're just in between. They're not hitting enough home runs, certainly. They're not hitting the ball up the middle or hitting it, period, enough consistently either. So it's not just one problem. And I think that's the larger problem, is they don't know what they want to be. They don't know especially what they're good at. And that's why they're having the season that they're having right now.
What does Mike McDonald like to say, Brady? Old school principles, new school methods? Is it something along those lines?
Old school, yes.
Old school principles, new school methods. That's kind of what it sounds like the Mariners need to do. You can have old school principles, but you better be tied in with new school methods. Maura, if you wouldn't mind, because to me, along with being in between, my other opinion would be processing. You have to process information. In today's sports, no matter what they are, no matter what position in football you play, quarterback maybe highlighted the most, but corners do the same, defenses do the same. To me, it's always processing that millisecond that great hitters are able to do at this level, and it's unbelievably difficult. 2 weeks ago, Adam, when Detroit was through here, Jason Benetti's like, their chase rates. I mean, it's just inexplicable. They just chase. And Paul Hembo, I'll call him Hembo, he and Buster Olney got a good little podcast they do. This struck me yesterday, talking about, well, one of the stars that's not popping the way he has in the past, Julio Rodriguez. Here was Hembo on that chase rate with Julio.
I want to highlight Julio Rodriguez, who I think is struggling largely because his swing decisions aren't 1% better than they were when he debuted in the big leagues at 21 years old. I mean, it might sound harsh, but I just view it as a very straightforward, matter-of-fact thing for him. Here's his chase rate across his major league career. The 19th percentile, the 8th, the 6th, the 9th, and this season, it's in the 6th percentile. So I asked myself the question, well, can you thrive as a big league hitter if you're chasing north of 35% of the time, as he does? The answer is yes. But for as long as we can track this stuff, there are only two hitters that have a career OPS north of 800 with a chase rate that high. Those being Vladimir Guerrero Sr. and Josh Hamilton. And those guys are just freaks. And Julio Rodriguez makes excellent contact, but those guys made freakish contact.
5 years in, your swing decisions are in the 6th percentile. So that would be 93% of the league makes better swing decisions than you do. Why?
Ooh, that is a big question for another deep dive story I'll have to do at some point. But, yeah, the short version is a free swinger. That's what he has always been. That's his identity. And he can do damage on pitches out of the zone. And obviously that leads him to expand it even more than he should. Again, we've all seen it. We talked, I think one conversation we had when I was on last year with Salk I know Salk was on a rant for a while about Julio swinging at every first pitch, it felt like. And he wasn't wrong. Julio had an extremely high first pitch swing rate at the time and probably still does. And again, I think we can lump Cal Raleigh, we can lump Josh Naylor specifically in the same conversation. Those three guys have the highest chase rates on the team. I looked it up a couple days ago. They're among the, I think, top 20 in the league, all three of them in chase rate. And we see it with Cal specifically. Every high fastball right now feels like he's swinging at. It's at his eyeballs, and he is swinging at it because guess what? Those are pitches he hammered last year. He hit them out. That's how you hit 60 home runs. Is you do damage on pitches that aren't necessarily in the strike zone. But I think part of the issue right now for Cal specifically, and we'll get back to Julio here, but again, when you step to the plate thinking, all right, I got to get a hit here. I've been slumping. My mindset is just I have to do something here, as opposed to, you know what, I'm going to take what the pitcher gives me. I have an approach. I'm going to be stubborn in my approach. If I get this pitch, I'm going to hammer it, versus, all right, I need to do something here. You're desperate to try to make an impact. You're desperate to help the team. You're desperate to turn things around. That's when things tend to spiral, I think, for hitters. It's so hard already. When you go up chasing hits, you end up just chasing bad pitches. And Julio is a little bit different just because he's always swung so much, right? That's the one thing from day one. We're like, man, if he just was a little more selective, he could be a really, really good complete hitter. And he's just never transformed into that. That said, again, I think that's okay. You can have one or two guys like that in your lineup. It's just when you have 3 or 4 or 5, particularly right in the middle of the lineup on the guys you've been counting on, that's when it compounds the way it has for these guys.
Hey, did you hear more? I'm going to bother you again to play cut number 4, the Dan Wilson sound we played, and need to know, because it kind of stood out to Maura and to me and to Ian, probably would if Salk was in this morning, as we listen to Dan every day. Is this a new little Dan Wilson yesterday, really taking accountability for that decision he made? Here was Dan post game.
That decision's on me. The accountability's there. It's on me. It starts and stops there. It's a big turning point in the game, and wanted to get Bryce through there, but just it didn't make the right choice, and it cost us.
Is this a skipper that's hearing and feeling some of the noise on the outside? Is this a skipper that's realizing, hey man, these final 36 games, I'm kind of coaching for my gig?
A little bit. I don't think that's Dan's MO. That I am hearing a different tone, the same as you are, than he's had all season. I think it's more. I think Dan's MO, his entire being as a coach and a manager, is to protect the players at all costs, and I think that's a great quality to have. I do think at times it has led him to sidestep accountability for players publicly. We've never heard even a hint of criticism ever of a player from Dan Wilson. And that's okay. That's who he is. Be authentic to who you are. But I also think in trying to protect them and going out of his way to quote unquote protect these guys, he is actually maybe hurting them, is my opinion, when he is not holding them more publicly accountable at times, or when he tends to sort of shrug off or even try to hide injuries at times, right? I don't think that does the players any justice. I think context with injuries is really important when guys are trying to grind through stuff. Josh Naylor's been grinding through a shoulder and maybe even a wrist, stuff he doesn't want to talk about all season. And we don't need to get into Colt Emerson too deep too, but again, when these guys are sort of shrugging off injuries and they don't want to talk about it and they don't want to acknowledge it, well, at some point it's going to come back to bite you. And it certainly did with Colt Emerson. And again, don't want to get too deep in the woods on injuries in particular, but I think Dan Wilson, his approach at times and not acknowledging these things and not holding players accountable publicly ultimately could come back around and actually kind of hurt them in a way, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hear a different tone there. I don't know if it has as much to do with like him worried about himself and his job security and more about, that wasn't Bryce's fault. He should not have been in the game. That's on me. I should have pulled him. And I think we all see that and we all recognize that. Any update on Colt or Matt Brash? I think I saw a shadowy video of Matt Brash throwing a bullpen in Houston, I do believe, over the weekend. So yeah, he's supposed to throw another one. Yeah, Brash is supposed to throw another one in Milwaukee here either today or tomorrow. He was really encouraged when we talked to him over the weekend. He was all smiles. Like I haven't seen Matt just sort of that. He was almost giddy in a long time. So that tells me he's close. He'll go out on a rehab assignment, of course. I don't know an exact date. I don't think the Mariners know an exact date, but he mentioned September. He wants to be part of this. He's watching all these games, and he's looking at spots coming up in the 7th, 8th inning that he knows should be his. And I know it's been eating at him. So he'll be back in September, it sounds like, at some point, as long as there's not a setback. I have not heard another update on Colt Emerson. He was supposed to see the hand and wrist specialist down in Arizona. Again, they hadn't ruled out surgery as an option, so it tells you potentially how serious it was and what he was playing through. And again, as Jerry DiPoto said, it would have been nice if Colt Emerson had spoken up earlier. If it was bothering him that much, clearly, they knew about it. It's something that first crept up in February. He had an injection that I reported on at the time in April. And again, it's admirable for a young player of his caliber trying to grind through something and trying to post every day at a really important position. But at some point when you're struggling as much as he was, you got to speak up and you got to realize what's best for the team.
Can I just cut you off here? And Brady, weigh in on this as well. I'm having a hard time with this one. And it's not the back and forth between organization and what Jerry said. I know people took that in different ways and were pretty fired up about it. I'm trying to understand, and maybe I'm just naive. Maybe I'm just dumb and ignorant, and that could be very much so. I'm trying to understand how your most prized first-round possession and kid you've extended and everything else, how, as a staff, as an organization, you can't see that he's injured. I don't get that. Brady, if these Seahawks are out there and they're banged up and they're trying to play through something, are you telling me from Sam Ramsden down to the last trainer does not know something is going on and this player isn't right? Is this just different sports? Because I'm trying to reconcile these two things and they make no sense to me.
Yeah, well, I think between just to jump in. Yeah, I think to answer your question, Brock, I think between all the GPS trackers that they have and all the other ways that they have of, all the other data they have on these guys' performance, I think there would be something that would clue them off into, hey, this guy's not right.
You're telling me every day you're around these guys, Adam? Every day you see them. Every day they come in. Every day they work out. Every day you have their data and their measurements of their swing speed and his throwing. And you're telling me that you had no idea that he was playing through? I'm trying to understand that. And maybe baseball is different. Maybe you can hide it a little easier than you certainly would not be able to in football. I guess that's my point. This would never happen in football. A first-round pick and everything. You have any kind of injury, anything going on, they're going to know and want to get you right. So I'm just trying to understand this story a little deeper.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers. I haven't talked to Colt specifically about this recently, so I don't know exactly how he was feeling or how it came up the other day. I know they sat down with him in New York. I think he had 4 strikeouts in that last game in New York, and they sat down as a group. I think Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander were there with Dan Wilson, and they said, hey, it's time. We're going to send you back down to Tacoma. I know Colt said, look, this is not what I want, but I get it, and it's necessary right now. And at the end of that conversation, he said, you know what, before I go, do you think I could get a follow-up on my wrist? It's actually been bothering me a little bit more. I think it might be a thing. So look, they've known about this since February. He's had some down days. He's also been dealing with back spasms and all that too. But I don't know if it's him, quote unquote, hiding it or him just maybe even himself not realizing how bad it was until they went and got, a second, third scan on it or whatever. But yeah, again, it's a fair point. And along with all the other injuries they've had this year, which in some cases we haven't talked enough about, my opinion on Cal Raleigh is he just simply has not been healthy this year, especially when it's an oblique like that. So, again, I think it is admirable for a kid going, look at all the injuries around me. J.P. Crawford hasn't been available for long stretches. Who else is going to play shortstop? True. I can help this team playing defense at least. Yeah. So that side of it is admirable. But, yeah, organizationally, I think it's a fair question too. But it's not like they didn't know about it. Okay. It's more just like they didn't know how serious it was, clearly.
Yeah, and how much ultimately the player also on his side of it's got to share and let that out. And it's as you said, it's kind of a tough one. Hey, just from because I tweeted something last night and I've gotten some responses to this. Just kind of a Kate Anderson. Obviously, we can debate when he should be up. Should he be up? How are we going to do this? Could Bryce Miller go to the bullpen? Da-da-da-da-da. Is there some? I've gotten a few different responses. Is there some lingering lockout rules that are also playing a role in this, or possible lockout and possible rules with that as far as, do you have any concept or idea of that? I've kind of gotten hit back from a few folks on Twitter like, well, you don't know the lockout rules.
I don't think so. Again, the Mariners are desperate to win right now, and if there's an opportunity for Cade Anderson to come up and help them win games right now, they're not going to hesitate. He's number 6 on their depth chart right now. If, somebody needs to go on the IL or somebody needs, skip a start, Cade Anderson's going to be up. I've been writing since April that he's been part of their plans for this summer. At some point, if the need is there. They just haven't had the need. Again, they haven't been the best rotation in baseball, but they have 5 guys who right now are more proven and probably all better than Cade Anderson. He's going to get the chance to come up at some point, maybe after September 1st when rosters expand. But he's going to be up at some point. Again, Jerry's been very clear they're not going to put him in the bullpen. So whether that's a piggyback situation or a 6-man rotation, I don't know that they've determined that yet. But he's going to be up at some point, and okay. I'd be surprised if those business side decisions are really part of the equation.
Okay, and very last thing here in the final minute, your favorite, since we're going to do this in 30 minutes or so, your favorite Hard Knock takeaway through the season or through last night's episode?
That's a good one. Man, I don't know. Dude, I will tell you, I really enjoyed the Sam Darnold spiral one from last week's episode. The slow-mo, the spin rate stuff, I guess that's a little too baseball-y, right? But I don't know. I really dug into this. I'm not just flattering the quarterback host here, but my kids were like, man, this slow-mo montage is taking forever. We were watching it together last week. But I loved it. The ball in the sky, the rotation. I thought that was super cool. We've never seen anything like that, I don't think, on talking about a quarterback spin rate and the spiral and the slow-mo of watching a ball like that and land in the receiver's hands. I just thought that particular little snippet was really cool.
Yeah, and along those lines, I'll give you one of mine, little precursor. Mm-hmm. What they did yesterday with JSN's route running and kind of the whole pitching ninja, the whole baseball tunneling thing of making it all look the same. I thought that was pretty slick as well. So they've been
we haven't seen anything like that before either.
Adam Jude been all over it.
We got to have some data on Condotta and like the force that he applies to the keyboard when he's typing. Is there some next level, metric that we could find out there?
Is he a hard typer?
He pounds the keyboard, man.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Try sitting next to that guy in the press box. It is it's like you're in a war zone on deadline.
Is that like hard hit contact rate, like Bob Condotta?
Well, Brady sits like 20 yards down in the press box. So if you can hear it from there, imagine having to sit.
Oh, you can feel it. Yeah.
Love it. Adam, thank you. Thank you for digging into all of those conversations. And having said all of that, the Mariners are 4 games out in the American League West. Just 4 games out in the American League West with a schedule that after the next 2 weeks does turn through the month of September. If they can just somehow salvage and survive the next few weeks, we shall see. Always appreciate you, Adam. Thank you for jumping on with us and taking so much time.
Thanks, fellas. Have a good one.
That was Adam Jude of the Seattle Times. I kind of apologized to him when I called him yesterday because we asked him to come on before that big loss. I wish we could be talking to him today instead, but he was a good sport about taking us through that whole thing. Guys, I meant to mention this earlier, but we didn't really get the volume and quality of what we would hope for Here's the Thing submissions. So if you'd like to squeeze one in, we're not doing it till 8 a.m. I would really appreciate it. We want to have a good showing today. We have Brian Walters in because Mike Salk is out, so we want to have a good showing for him. If you have any football questions, if you want to make fun of us, that's always welcome. So please just get those in before 8 a.m. We have a ton coming up for you today. As I said, Brian Walters, former Seahawk, in with Brock Heward from 7 to 10. G. Scott joining at 8:30. He switched days on us. And then we're going to talk to Tim McCabe, the Soundview Little League head coach, after their big win yesterday over Phoenix City. They have another game coming up on Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for all of that. This is the Brock Salk Show on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Outside of quarterback, for real, we got the hardest position on the field, man.
The big-time players.
They can't beat us throwing the ball.
Make big-time plays.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side.
And a big-time Seahawk.
Witherspoon, 97 yards.
is locked in for the long haul.
Spoon and the soul of our defense. Spoon is the heart of it.
Spoon's extension and what's next for the Hawks. All at seattlesports.com and the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Let's go.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
We'll work hard to get you the best deal we can, and I know you've heard that before. But when that promise comes from Lee Johnson Dealerships, you can count on it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Mr. K's Construction reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Mr. K's Construction, committed to making your home and our community beautiful since 1977.
Progressive knows when it's 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, your mind starts racing, asking the big questions.
Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? How come you never see baby pigeons? Am I breathing weird right now, or have I always breathed like this?
Progressive can't help with those questions. But if the question keeping you up at night is about your insurance, rest assured, we're here online when you need us, 24/7, 365.
But seriously, where are all the baby pigeons?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
O'Reilly Auto Parts gets you back to savings. Pick up select Royal Purple fuel system additives. Buy one, get one free. Plus receive 4 times O Rewards points.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Kenny here to tell you about the Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion. A zero-sugar treat that's Sweet Tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to the tag team coming back. That will be Monday, and then it will be, I think, for some time, Mr. Brian Walters, because Salky, this is just a little R&R. It's just a little fill in the tank, before the stretch of the season. I get it. I understand it. Just like I think we all understood after taking a humble pie right to the face, in your face, that the Mariners would do what? Of course they were going to bounce back yesterday, right? I mean, you just kind of knew that, didn't you, as a competitors? What do you think?
It was a given. I mean, and you knew they'd put up runs right in the first inning.
Right in the first inning.
In the second inning.
And
in the second.
And let's get a little jump on them. Let's get up 7-0. So thankfully, when they bring their lefty in, they shut you down for 4 innings. You get 2 singles the next 7 innings. Doesn't matter because you've done the work. Logan did just enough. Here was Dan Wilson after the game, cut number 5, Miss Mora, just talking about how badly, after the worst loss in franchise history, the boys in that clubhouse, they knew they had to bounce back.
Logan, labored a little bit, I thought, but got us deep enough into the ball game. We were able to hand it over to the bullpen, and the guys in the bullpen did a really nice job and closed the door for us and gave us what we needed tonight. And seeing Mooney there in the ninth, he really, again, continues to throw the ball well, as consistent as we've seen, and just a good ball game all around.
A half hour from now, I believe a first on the Brock and Salk Show. We will chat with a Little League coach for the first time. That would be Coach McCabe out of Tacoma, whose Little League team not only advanced out of the Northwest region, they went to Williamsport yesterday and found a way to beat the kids from Alabama, Phoenix City, Alabama, 2-0. And we'll take on some Texans tomorrow, so we'll do that in 30 minutes. But, Brian, it was some years ago. I think Titus was in 6th or 7th grade, so this was 7th grade. And I had a UFL game in the spring I was working, and Ryan Davis knows this. He tweeted about pool play in these tournaments that you play every weekend. And so Saturday's like pool play, right? You play like 3 games based on how you do, then you play Sunday, or you get a couple buys or whatever. Well, that Saturday, my wife texted me, and she's like, uh-oh, this is bad. And I was doing the game, doing my little game or whatever. Just going to fly back that night. And then more texts. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, this is, oh, my gosh. We lost, our little baseball team, Game Day Blaze, lost 35-0 to the Slammers. Slammers, the number 1 team at that time, whatever rankings are for 13U baseball in Colorado, 35-0. And guess who we get to play the next day in knockout play? First game. Yeah, we get to play the Slammers once again. And this time, it was a little different game. And this time, unlike professional baseball players, when you're dealing with 12 and 13-year-olds, you start to turn the emotion. Our pitcher starter did a pretty good job. And I think Ty came in the last couple innings and finished it out. And we find some way to win like 8-7 or 7-6. And their kids and their coaches and their parents absolutely furious and maniacs. And, that's not a total corollary, 13U baseball to Major League Baseball. But these boys needed this one yesterday.
They did.
And anything jump out in particular to Brian Walters' Mariners fandom-eyes?
Well, here's what I'm going to say, because I haven't been able to talk about the 22-0 loss. It was the closest 22-0 loss I've ever seen in my life. Ever. I mean, I was actually, up until the 4th or 5th inning?
It was 1-0. It was 1-0.
And you're sitting there, okay, they got a chance here. And it got away so fast. It was unbelievable how fast that was like, well, we're down 9-0 already. And that's what I will say about that. It was funny because I have a buddy who's a big-time Cubs fan. He lives over in the East Coast, and he called me. He goes, "Hey, thanks, Marin. We're trying to catch these Brewers," and I look at the score. It's 22-0. I say, "Well, it was really close." I say, "It was a close game, kind of." Yes. I mean, but so that was bizarre to me, and also why? Maybe this is a stupid comment, but I'm going to make it anyway. That's a good way to start it. Is there, there's a 10-run rule, right, in Little League and all this stuff? Is it? I mean, is that just crazy to implement? Like, those guys don't want to be out there when it's 15, 16, nothing, 20 to nothing.
Right.
Why is there no way just say,
Can you just kind of wave the white flag?
Wave the white flag.
Instead of bringing Leo Rivas throwing 37 miles an hour.
I feel like they should have something. It's pro sports. I get it. Maybe it's a bad look, but I think it's in everyone's best interest almost, except for the fans watching, because it kind of got fun. Julio's throwing home runs over the stands. And you're kind of laughing almost like it's just one of those days. And,
really, really great. Well, they needed Logan to step up. Logan stepped up. They needed Dan, I think, to manage a situation pretty well. Here was actually Logan Gilbert, cut number 7, Miss Mora, just talking about, now this is 2 times for Logan. He did it in New York, where he really needed to be the stopper, where they had lost 6 games in a row. And that win there has kind of propelled them over the last 4 or 5 games. And Logan knew after a 22-0 embarrassment, he needed to step his game up as well.
Yeah, we needed that. It was pretty drastic yesterday, and then again early on in our direction. So that was big. We needed that. Needed to come out hot. It helped me out for sure, getting a big lead like that. So, they played us hard all the way through the rest of the game. So it wasn't easy, but that was a big win. We needed that, and hopefully take the series tomorrow.
You can tell you're a Cubs fan. The Brewers are really good.
Yeah, they are good.
My goodness gracious. They are really, really good. That top of the lineup is lethal. The bottom of the lineup are pests, and don't give away swings and don't give away at bats and make people work. And the number of pitches that they just kind of spit at, the number of pitches they just, got Logan's pitch count way up. He has a couple walks there to begin the 6th inning. And unlike that game the night before you're referencing where it was 1-0, you down 1-0. Obviously, Milwaukee was up. And then Bryce gives up a couple little hits, and it's 3-0, and Dan has a choice to make, and he decided to run with Bryce. Not yesterday. Not in the 6th inning, not up 7-2, not when Logan's out of gas and he's at 100 pitches and he loses his command. No, it was time to go to that bullpen, and as Dan said, other than Sir Anthony, the rest of the guys did their job. Pizarro got out of that mess, and wonderful to see Mooney, get his 100th save as a Mariner. So we're in a sprint. We've seen 2 out of 3 in Houston. A chance, as Logan said, to somehow, some way, after the 22-0 drubbing, to win this series today, an early game. In fact, we'll give you pregame right after our show ends here at 10. First pitch at 11 on Seattle Sports. Find a way to win this one. And all of a sudden, what does it do to the mood of that team in that clubhouse, Brian?
I mean, it's obviously the Brewers, best team in baseball, best record, what they have right now. And if you take 2 out of 3 after everything that happened after that debacle 2 days ago, I think sports, Brock, and you may agree, disagree, whatever. I think it's all about confidence. Confidence is, to me, the number one thing that teams live and die by. I mean, I think everyone at this level has all the talent, right? There's a lot of talent out there. But the confidence to win, the confidence that you can win, this team, we haven't seen it. They've found a lot of ways to lose unexpected games. And when you say, all right, the best record in the league, and you take 2 out of 3 from them, and you look at your schedule and you go, we're almost through this heat. We're almost through the heat of this thing. I think that does everything for the clubhouse, and I don't mean that to exaggerate or anything. I don't even think I can state it the way I want to. I do. The second you get that taste of knowing you can beat the best teams, because you haven't so far. You've struggled against some of the best teams in the league. But the knowing that you can beat the best teams, I think it just takes you to a whole nother level mentally.
And they got some good news, right? J.P. Crawford going to actually start his rehab assignment tonight in Sacramento with those Rainiers. And he mentioned kind of what's ahead and how out of these 35 games, I called it yesterday the Andy Dufresne poop pipe that you got to keep crawling through, because this is the Shawshank Redemption style, man. You got to get to the other side. You got to get to September.
I like that reference.
Because, you got the Cubs for 3. You got the Phillies for 3. Those are at home. Yep. And then that road trip where Toronto is playing better for 3. And then out in Boston where it's really difficult, seemingly, for these guys to win series out there. So that's your 12 after this one, man. But find a way today. Find a way to win this series. series, find a way to get to 6 games under 500 and come home and keep that gap at 3 or 4 with the Astros. I think any Mariner fan, as you said, through some of the adversity the last couple months would sign up for that.
Yeah, Brock, I brought it up earlier, played the sound, but do you remember when we talked to Passon about the 24-game stretch starting with the Rays and going to that Red Sox series? He said that if they could go about 10-14 because of how easy the schedule gets after that he thought that would work, and so they just need 6 more wins by that Red Sox series.
That's
September
it. Just
2nd.
find a way to keep plugging away. It is nice to see Brendan Donovan at the top of that lineup. He was a monster. It's nice to see the little 5'6" Oklahoman Brock Rodden doing his thing at the bottom of the lineup, and Naylor 3 hits yesterday, and just kind of contributions from everybody. It's what it's going to take over the final 35. Tim McCabe, the coach of that Tacoma Little League team, can't wait to chat with him in 20 minutes. All things Little League, how they're doing it, the run they're on, the opportunity they have in front of them. We're all rooting for him. He'll join us in 20 after everything you need to know next. Brian in for Salky right here on Brock and Salk.
Isn't it great to be back in pads playing football? Little Seahawk style.
The work continues for the defending champs.
Creating this vision of who we want to become all the time.
With the first preseason game in the books. What are the biggest questions? The players to keep an eye on. Roster battles to watch.
Hey, we got to turn it up, dude.
Stay connected to all things training camp on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures. They know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Do you have stiff laundry or scale buildup on your sinks and showers? Those are classic signs of hard water. At Culligan, they deliver softer, cleaner water throughout your entire home. A Culligan water softener removes the hardness from your water and extends the life of your appliances. Plus, it can improve the quality of your skin and hair. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Go to Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. Contaminants or impurities may not be in your water.
Not all roofs are created equal, and not all warranties are either. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now, take advantage of free lifetime Golden Pledge warranties on all GAF shingle installations. And save up to $3,000 or choose 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Summertime savings won't last forever. Protect your home with a roof you can count on for decades. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're Acquire, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawk blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hit again. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Jordan drops back to pass in the end zone to Larkin. Touchdown Seahawks!
History lives in every thread. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/ProShop.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com. That's PendergastLaw.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data.
Little League.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, up first, after a brutal loss in Game 1 in the series to Milwaukee, wrapping up a 9-game, really difficult road trip, the Mariners, they bounced back and got maybe to this point the biggest contribution from one of those trade deadline deals. Remember the name Taylor Ward? Yeah, he'd been out. Like many of these Mariners, been banged up, and he'd been out the last 4 or 5 days with soreness. At that top of the first inning, traffic gets aboard, and instead of a ground out, instead of a strikeout, instead of struggles with runners in scoring position, Taylor Ward did this. Got 3. He hits a 2.
The 2-2. Swung on, fly ball, right field, it's down, it's a base hit. Canzone scores, here comes Young, he's around third, the throw home is late, he stomps on home, 2 more runs. Taylor Ward at 2 RBI base hit, 4-0 Mariners in the first.
Add 3 more in the second, give Logan a 7-0 lead. You heard from Logan last segment, that kind of liked that, made his job just a little easier, had a little more margin. But these Brewers are the best team in baseball for a reason. You knew they would not just pack it in, and they would continue to scrap and claw and fight, and got all the way to the game all the way to 7-5 in the 9th inning when the ball was handed to Mr. Munoz. And good for Andre, man. Number 100 save as a Mariner sounded like this.
Munoz ready. The pitch. Swung on, bounding a ball to shortstop. Rodden has it, sets his feet, whips it to first in time. That's the ball game. Mariners get the win 7-5. Andres Munoz, save number 100 in a Mariners uniform. Only the 4th pitcher all time with 100 saves or more as a Mariner. Andres Munoz does it, and the Mariners beat the Brewers 7-5.
And today, what do you got for me today, Brian?
Man,
those were the first 2 of the series. We got a lefty on the hill for Milwaukee. That typically is a little problematic.
First off, with Munoz, I do want to say that's an impressive list that he just joined. You looked at the names on that list. Some Mariner greats. You had Kazuhiro Sasaki leading it or at number 1 there, Edwin Diaz and J.J. Putz, all guys we know and are very familiar with. So big time for Munoz to get that done. But today, is it crazy to say that today could be the
it's crazy. Don't
big time? I'm not going to say it. Right? Yeah, it's just another game. It's just another game today, Brock. Win or lose, another game. How about that?
Yep. Just find a way to win a series. It'd be great to win back-to-back series on the road. Not done that in a long, long time. They'll get the opportunity. Pre-game at 10. First pitch right here at 11 o'clock.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Is it fair to say, Mr. Walters, that the Seahawks, if there is one position group on this team through the first maybe week of training camp, through injuries and inexperience and everything else, that they knew they needed to add would be the cornerback situation?
I think so. With all the young guys that they have, you saw them, they drafted 3 young corners in this year's draft, and have a couple. Nehemiah Pritchard's a guy last year, kind of just still trying to find his footing, I would say. Yep. And so, I would say this is the one place that you knew that maybe they didn't have that solid depth the veteran presence that you'd like after losing Reek and so forth. So this is unexpected, kind of going out trying to make cornerback moves, trying to just solidify that roster, give yourselves a little bit more confidence in some guys that have played the snaps, had a bunch of reps at the NFL level. And I think this Trayvon Diggs thing, I mean, he's a guy that's shown he can be a ball hawk. I mean, obviously not recently. So we'll see how that goes.
It's unexpected, but it's also the NFL. We're going to give all these young guys the spring. I'm going to give you, Dansby and Fuller, and unfortunately Neal has been injured all spring. We'll give you an opportunity to see, if you can take that step, and if you can't, we're going to bring in Terry and Arnold eventually. And then yesterday, they make it official with Trayvon Diggs. Here was a former Cowboy and very short-term Packer talking about why he scheduled a visit to Seattle and why he ended up a Seahawk.
I had a visit with Detroit. I was supposed to see a couple other teams, but I like to hear a lot. Like, this feels like home. I got a lot of familiar faces. Coach Scott, AD. So just being a part of those guys knowing me, knowing where my heart is, knowing how I want to compete. So it felt right.
It felt right. Probably a minimum deal, maybe a few incentives in there, and the biggest thing are those knees that have seen a lot of damage over the last few years. Can they sustain? Can he stay healthy? Because the guy can, when healthy, take the ball away.
This has been...
Here's the third thing you need to know.
You sip it.
My bad. Sorry.
It's time to get to the story. We're not burying the lead anymore. It's not the Mariners winning in Milwaukee. It's not Trayvon Diggs signing. It is the Soundview Little League team out of Tacoma, Washington, and a 2-0 extra innings victory yesterday over Phoenix City, Alabama. Next up, they're going to face Bourne Little League out of Texas. That will be tomorrow at noon. And their coach, Tim McCabe, well, he's going to join us, Mr. Walters, in about 7 or 8 minutes. Were you a Little Leaguer back in the day?
Baseball? Yeah, absolutely. Big time.
Where did we play? What was the team?
What was the team?
What was your game?
I was Kirkland National Little League. Is the Little League I was
Kirkland
in.
National.
In fact, I'll throw this out there. In the 80s, I forgot what year exactly. Yes. Won the whole thing.
Sure did.
Won the World Series, the Little League World Series. So that was pretty cool. So we heard about that actually a lot.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
And what was your game?
What was my game? What was
your game?
What was my pitch? Like what position?
Were you a shortstop?
I was shortstop pitcher.
Of course,
that's what I would do.
Best
shortstop,
on the team, so
shortstop pitcher back in Little League. Yeah, so it's a good time. I missed those days. That was fun. Yeah,
little righty.
But it's a little righty, yeah, and threw a lot of change-ups.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, and mixed it up.
When did you stop playing baseball?
High school or senior year when I got to college. Yeah.
Seriously? You went all the way through high school?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I almost played baseball at Cornell, actually. I almost did the two-sport thing.
Did you really?
I did. And then I saw that our starting quarterback did it, and I saw what his life looked like. I said, no, that's probably not for me. I should probably focus on school and football.
I think the more I look at you, I see a little Brendan Donovan.
There we go.
I see a little Brock Rodden. I see you're kind of a mix of Donovan and Rodden, aren't you?
Maybe.
What are you height weight right now? What are we at?
I am exactly 6 foot.
I can't ask that. Oh, I can't ask your weight. Sorry. HR. I'm sorry, Mara. I'm sorry.
How rude, Brock.
Mara will come right downstairs and.
Well, I just always ask him because he asks every new board up that we get here. And I'm like, are you going to ask the women what their height and weight are?
Never, Mara, never. I know my place.
Height and weight's been on a roster many times.
You're exactly 6 foot right now, huh?
Exactly 6 foot. My size has not changed since I got done playing. I am exactly the same.
Well, I'll tell you this. Tim McCabe, that's everything you need to know. His little son, Francis McCabe, he's a tall drink of water. He's a lefty, and they could not touch him, those kids out of Alabama. Likewise, Soundview had a hard time getting to the young lady that was throwing for Phoenix City, Alabama, throwing absolute gas, but finally got her out, put 2 on the board, secured the win, win in advance, just win in advance. That's what the Little League World Series is all about, and making a ton of memories. I can't wait to hear more of that story. Stick around for it. The skipper of the Soundview Little League will join us next, right here on Brock Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Outside of quarterback, for real, we got the hardest position on the field, man.
The big-time players.
They can't beat us throwing the ball.
Make big-time plays.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side.
And a big-time Seahawk.
Witherspoon, 97 yards.
Is locked in for the long haul.
Spoon and the soul of our defense. Spoon is the heart of it.
Spoon's extension and what's next for the Hawks. All at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Let's go.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Bellevue Rare Coins' newly upgraded Issaquah showroom is now open. Dave Wyman encouraging you to see what your gold, silver, jewelry, coins, and other valuables could be worth in a secure, professional, and welcoming environment. Walk-ins are always welcome for a free evaluation and a fair market offer. If you prefer a reserved time, appointments are available. Bellevue Rare Coins has served our area since 1979 with 4 locations in Bellevue, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Linwood. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are committed to giving drivers the best service experience in the region. With an open service drive, there's no appointment needed at either dealership. Summer travel plans? They offer complimentary battery health checks and brake inspections. Multi-point inspection video is done with any service. They price match tires from all local shops and match coupons from Toyota dealers. Excellent technicians, wonderful customer service teams, and one of the last Toyota dealers to offer loaner vehicles. Whether you're in the north or south, they got you covered. ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaRenton.com.
Get away from it all and discover a place where good times are guaranteed. But I'm letting you know at Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining at the steakhouse. Catch your favorite sports on wall-to-wall screens and sink into pure relaxation at the spa. Tee it up at Loomis Trail for championship-caliber golf where there's water everywhere, so you better hit them straight. And you can hear your favorite musicians live at the event center. Visit SilverReefCasino.com and book your stay today. That's SilverReefCasino.com. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters with Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
We'll work hard to get you the best deal we can. Those are just words until you know who's saying them. From Lee Johnson, it's a promise you can count on.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Ken's Pool and Patio reminds parents swimming is a healthy outlet for kids if we remember to put safety first. Make sure your children are visible at all times by a lifeguard or responsible adult. Sign them up for swimming lessons and provide a flotation device for added safety. Always check swimming conditions in advance and remind your kids to never swim alone. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Ken's Pool and Patio, your family-owned full-service pool company, proudly serving you for over 50 years. Online at kenspool.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Cascade Machinery and Electric has been the Pacific Northwest's trusted industrial machinery expert for over 100 years. And right now, they're hiring manual and job shop machinists in Northwest, Southwest Washington, and Spokane. If you're a skilled machinist at any level, there is a great career waiting for you. To join the Cascade Machinery and Electric team, visit cascade-machinery.com/careers and apply today. Cascade Machinery and Electric, powering the Pacific Northwest since 1918.
No matter the time of year, working out at home is the best. Brock Hewitt here, and allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. And everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have flooring and weights that go right in your home gym. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I think this might be a first, Mr. Walters. Certainly, if we've done it before, it was many, many years ago with some of the teams. They get a chance to advance to the Little League World Series, and as you said, the state of Washington's had a number of them. Your program that you played for back in the day in the 80s won the whole doggone thing. So Coach McCabe, Soundview Little League, why not you? If Brian Walters' Kirkland team could do it in the 80s, why can't we do it in 2026, right?
Yeah, it's a dream, that's for sure.
How's it been going, Coach? I'm sure you've watched this for so many years. Your son, Frankie, an absolute stud yesterday, throwing, 6 innings, striking out 5 innings, striking out 5, just one hit, nearly unhittable, the tall lefty from Tacoma. But you've watched this from afar, right? You probably had a perception of the whole deal, and now you're living the reality of it. So maybe give me your perception going in and then the reality of what this ride has been so far.
Yeah, you nailed it. Like, it's perception versus reality is the thing that's been the hardest for everybody to wrap their heads around. Like, we all watch it on ESPN. We all have that dream of showing up to Williamsport, but then you actually do. And you walked around. We got here a couple days early, and the grounds were empty, no games, nothing like that. They actually let the parents and everybody come in early to buy gear, and we had a little bit of time, and I walked to the back of the stadium and kind of got the top of the hill perspective looking down, and you really my wife put it best. She was like, it's Disneyland for baseball. It's really, really a cool experience just to drive in. We flew into Newark. And then it's, that's the thing about Williamsport. There's no easy way to get here, both literally and figuratively, right? You got to win 3 tournaments to get a chance to play here. But as a parent, as a coach, as anybody else, you got to fly into an airport and then drive no matter which airport 3+ hours to get here. And I didn't realize Pennsylvania was so green. Coming from the Northwest, I thought we had the market cornered on green, but no. You get outside of Newark, and all of a sudden it's as lush and fertile as you could imagine. And then showing up here, walking the place, like, it really kind of sank in pretty heavy that this is a special place. It really is.
Pretty cool. You mentioned it that you said all the tournaments you had to win to get there. At what point during these tournaments, maybe you never, did you know that this team could make a push for this thing?
Okay. This is going to sound a little arrogant's not the right word. Confident. Let's just go with confident. I had a good feeling that this team had specialness. Now we had some opponents in state. I'm a little bit of history with this team. So as 10-year-olds, they finished third in state. 11-year-olds second in state, and this year obviously they won. Our arch villain and good friends, ironically, are the team from Richland, Washington. They're a heck of a ball players. We play them a lot in club. We know them very, very well. And they had our number as 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds. And this year we beat them. But we knew, because we play so much national level baseball, that we had a special group of kids. And so when it formed, when we got there, I was like, man, if we can get the pitching to line up, because that's the issue with Little League, right? It's not an issue. It's just kind of one of the quirks of it, is that you've got to get your pitching to just fall on the right days to give yourself a chance to win some of those big games. And when it started to click and the numbers started to align, I was like, oh boy, we got a real good shot at this. At least the regionals, when you get there, no offense to the Alaskans or the Oregonians or the Idahoans, but Washington's the best state in the Northwest when it comes to baseball. I think everybody knows that. And when we got there, I was like, all right, we got this, fellas. And hey, that wasn't easy either. The Idaho came out, and hats off to them. They beat us in that second game, but I still had confidence in the pitching lined up, especially with knowing that Frank got the ball in the championship. But there was zero chance he was gonna lose that ball game. I can tell you, as his father, like when the moment rises, he gets bigger, stronger, and faster.
Tim, just for the listeners, will you tell us all the tournaments you have won to get to this point? What you had to go through?
Sure. So they had to win their District 10 tournament. The South Puget Sound region. Good teams in there. District 10's put, I think, 5 of the last Washington State championships have come out of District 10. Maybe 5 of the last 6. I don't have the exact numbers. The best Little League baseball in Washington for the last half decade or so has come out of District 10, South Puget Sound. Then they go to the state tournament, best teams in the state. Then regionals, which is down San Bernardino. Little League has a wonderful facility down there in San Bernardino, which is an interesting city in its own. The 105 degrees, a little bit of a change. Very no shade. That was interesting, but they played really well there. And then here into Williamsport.
Here we are. Tim McCabe, the coach here of the Soundview Little League team, the father you hear right there, proud father of Frankie, who spun 5 brilliant innings yesterday. Big lefty, man, big lefty wearing number 7. I kind of like that vibe, Tim. Kind of like that a whole lot. So help me understand as well, clarify this, because you mentioned the travel teams, you mentioned the national level teams, the perfect game. All of those things are already running for a bunch of the kids, I'm sure, at even 12 years old. But do I have it right? Like, this team is not a travel team of that nature, right? This team is not a group of all-stars, a collection of, the best in the state. This was your group of kids that have played together, you said, from what age?
So I think 6 of them started, well, they all come from Soundview Little League. And of the 13 all-stars on this team, I think 8 of them started as all-stars in Soundview as 9-year-olds, maybe 7 of them. And then 10-year-olds, we had 10 from last year, and then now the 13. So this group, the core group of this team, has been together realistically since they were, 9 years old as all-stars. Awesome. But they all come from, the Soundview, the Tacoma area, the, proper Tacoma, then University Place. They all, go to school there. They all come from the neighborhoods. They're all, a lot of us are in Northeast, Browns Point area. The rest of them are, kind of North Tacoma, University Place, those schools. Cool. Interestingly, at the middle school, because when we get done with this, we just still have to go back to middle school in a couple of days. And Tacoma, for some reason, does middle school baseball in the fall. So they're going to go from throwing on a Little League mound to Frank will get his next start, hopefully here, but the following one or the one after that will be from 60 feet 6 inches on Meeker Middle School's dirt poorly maintained mound. So going from essentially a major league stadium that's shrunken down by 2/3 to a forgotten about hole in North Tacoma. Yeah, it'll be fun.
I was the game yesterday. I was on the edge of my seat. There was a lot of moments in there where you thought it could have gone the other way. I think bases loaded there in the first inning for your opponent, and then you guys ended up winning in the 7th. But a lot of things throughout that the ball could have bounced either way. What's the message to your kids to kind of help them handle this pressure? Because I know it's a pressure that they've never faced before, on national television, in that spotlight. How do you get through those big moments?
Well, so Tacoma has an official nickname of the City of Destiny, but it has an unofficial nickname of the Grit City, right? And these kids embody both, right? You gotta have a little grit to kind of fulfill your destiny. So they've been down before. They've kicked the ball around before. They've walked a guy. Frank in the championship game in regionals drilled 2 of the first 3 hitters. He was a little amped up. Let's put it that way. And he still managed to get out and punch out 10 in that game. So, okay, ball got dropped, or, Kinley ran into our second baseman and the ball came out of his glove. No big deal. Let's go ahead and put a little bit more on your shoulders and go get a couple outs, fellas. And no panic whatsoever. They had it. They knew it. They've been there before. The grit came through.
Oh, I love it. The Grit City. Did you know that, Brian? The Grit City.
I did not know that.
Oh, you did not know that?
I learned that.
Spend a little time on Ruston Way like I did. Spend a little time in the T-Dome as I did growing up. Spend a little time up there, and, when I broke my arm, I had to go to the difficult area of Tacoma to get my arm x-rayed and everything else, because that's where Grandma Peg's insurance is the only spot we could do it, out there in the mean streets of Tacoma. So I love it. Where are you a local, Tim? Are you born and raised here in the Pacific Northwest?
Oh, yeah. Well, born in Alaska, but I grew up down here. I'm a fine product of Federal Way Public Schools, and I've been in Tacoma for 20 plus years out there, Browns Point area. So, yeah, it's I love the city. It's 253 is home.
There we go. Give me a little matchup for tomorrow. So we get through Phoenix City. That gal was throwing some gas yesterday. She was really good. You finally knocked her out late. I'll play the game-winning call here in just a second. But give me a little scouting report, as you guys have done some due diligence, as you've seen all the kids from all the other places all around the country, which is so freaking cool for your boys and the memories you're making. Give me a little scouting report of Bourne, Texas tomorrow.
So Texas is tough. It doesn't matter what you're doing, right? You're always. Everybody's tough here, but just in general, Texas is gonna be tough. But historically, I think we're gonna do just fine. I think we've got some bullets still in the chamber. I got a couple lefties still to go.
How many lefties do you have? You are just can you donate one to the Mariners? I mean, you got we're waiting on we're on Kate Anderson watch. I'm just waiting, please. Can I get a lefty in the rotation, Mariners? I know you're good. We've got a few in the pen, but take a cue from Soundview Little League. Lefty out of lefty after lefty after lefty. How many lefties do we got throwing?
Yeah, we got a couple left, and they're strike throwers, man. We're gonna go out there and make it interesting and make Texas earn it, and the hope is the bats come alive. We both are through the 3 tournaments that we've gone up to here. This has kind of been the MO. Bats are a little slow in the beginning, and then they catch fire. Takes a little bit of time to settle in. Let's blame the elevation. It's actually hammering rain in Williamsport right now. So I'll play meteorologist for you guys a little bit, but I'm looking out the window right now, and it looks very much like Tacoma in February. So don't be surprised if there's a bit of a delay or more so today. Yeah. I checked the Doppler, and it looked like from Pittsburgh to Williamsport, it was all green. So I don't know if we're going to get many ball games in today, but whenever we play them, we're going to come out guns a swinging, that's for sure.
Tim, one thing I remember from kind of Little League tournaments growing up, and nothing to this level, obviously, nothing like being in Williamsport, but is kind of the time off the field you spent with your teammates. After a game, we're all to the hotel pool. We're doing things like that. Was that still the feel there? Or after you win a big your game 2-0, are the kids going to the pool?
You think
are they
you're going to the pool?
Out? Like
you're playing for a national world championship.
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Is it the same?
We're not wearing out their legs in the pool.
No pool.
No pool. All right. No pool.
No, those days are gone. Okay. I think.
We got the cryogenic chambers. All right, we got the red light, red laser therapy.
Brock, you're not far off. Williamsport does a wonderful job. I talked to Frank last night. So after the game, like I got to really give a lot of praise to the parents and the coaches and the families of this group. We're all very close. We've all been together for years, and you get a bonding with these people. So afterwards, we found a place just outside of Williamsport that was willing to accommodate a very large group, and we all went out and dined and celebrate, because it's not every day you win a ball game at the Little League World Series. So we had a nice time last night, and we're able to grab the boys and have some fun and get a little bit of grub in us. And it was an absolute hoot. But the nice thing about Williamsport is they promise you an MLB experience. So I was talking to Frank last night after dinner. He was obviously a little sore after 80-something pitches. And I was like, hey, why don't you go get a massage? And he looked at me like, is that on the table? Yeah. So we grabbed our host. Little League provides a host for every team. And I was like, hey, can we run him to sports medicine tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, done and done. So I'm interested to find out how well that goes, how his first sports massage. Brock, you've had a few. I'm assuming those aren't your pleasurable massages. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, Tim, it was awfully fun to watch and listen. In fact, we'll play the final call for those that maybe missed it yesterday. The final call of the Little League win yesterday, hopefully the first of many that this team of grit, this team of destiny can find. But, Miss Moore, can you fire off cut 15? This is what it sounded like on national TV yesterday.
McCabe and Weaver have held this offense to one hit. Swung on, popped up on the infield. That's short. Loomis. Game over. Tacoma in the 7 scores 2 and wins it 2-0. A major step forward.
All right, I got little goosey bumps right there, so we'll leave you with that. Hopefully get a whole bunch more of those, Coach McCabe. Thanks for taking time with us, shedding a little light on these boys, this journey, this team. Whenever you do play next, it's scheduled for noon tomorrow. We will have eyes all over it, and give the boys a big high five from all of us.
Thanks, fellas.
There he goes. Tim McCabe, Soundview Little League head coach. How cool is that, man?
Awesome. What an experience.
Getting in the pool. What are you talking about, Walters? This is 2026.
You're right.
Okay?
It was like, get off the field.
I know you're getting married next summer. You'll start to have your kids. You'll see. You got to bring the massage guns. You got the laser therapy mats. You got massage. This is the real McCoy.
When was your first sports massage, Brock?
Yeah, maybe in the pros.
Yeah, I think so too. Me too. Yeah.
Now, Dr. Victor put me together on that chiropractic table back in the day, but that was a little different deal. Hey, let's get to a little Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, brought to you by Culligan Seattle.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
And by the way, maybe not a surprise with Salk out. I haven't teased Here's the Thing very well at all. Maybe the worst bats we've ever had. So you have like 12 minutes, Zane and crew, maybe even less than that. You have like 8 or 9 minutes. If you think you can get one in under the gun, Seattle Sports app, Danny, any of you guys, because it's been just, Maura does all this work, Brian, all this work, right? You get a little taste of it. You see her emails. And, all we ask is just go to download the app, go to the app, download a message, leave a message. Here's the thing. And yeah, man, just a terrible, terrible batch this week. So I don't know. I'm almost going to skip it. Boss Lady will be so mad upstairs, her favorite segment of the week. But, I mean, if they're that bad, Maura, I may just skip the whole doggone thing and just react to everything we heard.
We just don't have that many. And then we have a few that are a little too harsh
inappropriate
for the Mariners that I'm just nothing.
A little too inappropriate.
there was a level of anger this week. Understandable with that 22-0.
Yeah, that probably does.
But we probably don't need to put it on air.
All right, so if you got a thought, you got a couple minutes get it in under the gun. Favorite moment from Hard Knocks, Brian? We talked about it on Tuesday when you filled in. It's as if the director listened to you because we got two amazing bubble stories throughout the whole stinking show. But what was Brian Walters' favorite moment?
It did feel like they were on our show listening to what we wanted to see. We had the bubble stories. We had the wide receiver route tree, how to run routes. We feel like we talked all about that on Tuesday. And I will have to say, as much as I love the bubble players, learning about Montori Foster, Uso, you know what I learned? How to say correctly where he's from. Actually, now I'm going to butcher it. It's Molokai. Molokai.
Molokai.
Yeah, it's not Molokai. It's Molokai.
No, it's not Molokai.
It's Molokai. I learned that. But anyway, just learning those stories. But I will go.
That was your favorite moment? That's
no. That was not my favorite
moment.
That was a little. It's got to be the wide receiver. It's got to be JSN route. I mean, just because I could relate to that so much. I just think the little visuals they did with JSN running straight and then just branching all the routes off of it. That's exactly what we talked about on Tuesday. That's exactly what I would teach any young receiver. And that's exactly why if you don't run a 4.2 or 4.3, you can still be a really good receiver.
Okay, so give me the 2 or 3 keys with that. We heard him kind of during the show. JSN hit on him. So Brian Walters is giving wide receiver route running 101 based on all that you learned. Give me the 2 or 3 biggest keys to being a great route runner.
Julian Love said it in his interview about JSN, how it's a superpower that he can stay at the same level through every single route. I don't know if you heard that, remember that, but and I think that's a big thing because every
pad level,
not showing when you're slowing down. A lot of receivers tend to become a balloon, right? Or like when you're sprinting and you have that balloon or not the balloon, but the parachute behind you, and you raise up, you raise your chest. You're trying to slow down. JSN doesn't do that. Everything, pad level's the same. Boom, he's in and out of his routes. No pad level changes at all. So when I say everything looks like he's in a full sprint going to a deep ball, running the deep ball, and then he can break anything off of that route. And I think that is one of the most, or if not the most important thing as a wide receiver, no tells. And JSN, as you saw in Hard Knocks, does it better than any receiver in this league.
Best in the world. Okay, question 2. You're going to fire my way.
I got you, Brock. Well, college athletics. It's going a weird direction here, Brock. Have we hit a new low?
Oh, my gosh. I kind of thought the Brendan Sorsby story in Tech was going to be the new low, and then thankfully cooler minds and common sense came together and was like, no, you're not eligible, and you don't get to say. And even the NFL told Mr. Sorsby, sorry, just because, you come to us with paperwork in the final 48 hours, it's a privilege to play in the NFL. And courts in college said the same thing. So I thought maybe some common sense would be the bottom. But now we're seeing a story, a restraining order from a circuit judge in Louisiana has now allowed even more of these players. These are fifth-year players. So I was telling you a little bit of this off the air. So beginning next year, for these student athletes that graduate and going to college next year, you get 5 years, period. End of story. No more of this craziness, no more hardships and red shirts and this and that. You get 5 years. Your clock starts, you get 5 years. And hopefully it will settle down a lot of this nonsense. But there had been some thoughts through courts and schools and others like, well, what about those that just graduated after 4 years? In fact, my daughter's boyfriend finished his basketball career. He had 4 years. He didn't get a 5th year. He never had a medical. He never sat out. He never redshirted. And so there was some thought that maybe they grandfather this rule in and allow one more. And then it's like, well, this is complicated. They've already gone and signed pro contracts. And in fact, there have been some that have scored touchdowns and had sacks in NFL preseason week number 0 and 1 that are now saying, and their agents, and I chatted with an agent about this. She's like, yeah. Now these schools are coming back and calling and saying, hey, go tell them to cut you. Instead of making $85,000 on the practice squad, we'll pay you $800,000 to come back and play a 5th year for us. I mean, it's
crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I would think that once, you sign a professional contract, maybe your quote-unquote amateurism of being a college athlete has moved on, and then maybe once you play even in a game in the NFL. But we've seen this in some of the NBA and the G Leagues and it's messy. And everybody blames the NCAA. The NCAA didn't want any of this. These are, in many cases, courts and circuit judges and restraining orders and injunctions that has just made the whole thing an absolute mess. Question number 3. I think one of the things that we've heard, certainly through Hard Knocks, you heard it in the cut I played earlier and Need to Know from Trayvon Diggs, is connections. Trayvon connected to Carl Scott. Terrion Arnold connected with Carl Scott, played with Josh Joe, played with Jalen Miller, played with all of these guys. In your life experience, Brian, do all of those past connections matter moving forward?
Absolutely. I think they're some of the most important things. You have to feel comfortable, I think, with the place you're going, and what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel good about it, what makes you feel like it can be successful for you. A lot of that is, one, knowing or being friends or having a relationship with people that you're going to that team, or two, being able to pick the brains of the people that have been there before, the connection with that. And that's what you're doing. You're finding out if this could be a good place for you. I mean, for instance, the reason I went to Jacksonville after Seattle was connections. It was connections. Gus Bradley, he was a coach here with me in Seattle. He was the head coach. Well, that's a connection right there. All that Robert Saleh, everyone went with Gus Bradley there. Those were coaches I was familiar with, coaches I talked to about Jacksonville, and that's why I went there. So connections, I think, in this are everything when it comes to making a decision where you want to go.
That is Little Blue 88. We do it every day for you. This week's been fun. I've been able to pose some questions to Brady Henderson a couple days, Brian Walters a couple days. We'll have a new co-host tomorrow, a new guest that we've never had on the show, a former Seahawk that in many ways donated his manhood to the organization. So we will have him filling in tomorrow because I know a lot of the folks are heading out to Nashville. The team is. We'll touch base with Brady and Dave Wyman from the practice field, the joint practice. He mentioned Robert Saleh. Almost got him on the show. Yeah. Was trying to find a way through connections to getting him, but they're busy this time of year, Brian. Don't worry about it. Here's the thing. We got G. Scott. We got Around the NFL. We got a lot to do on Brock and Salk right here on Seattle Sports.
Isn't it great to be back in pads playing football? Little Seahawk style.
The work continues for the defending champs.
Creating this vision of who we want to become all the time.
With the first preseason game in the books, what are the biggest questions, the players to keep an eye on, roster battles to watch?
Hey, we got to turn it up, dude.
Stay connected to all things training camp on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe, plus free delivery on any mattress. Ends Monday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Summer is in full swing at T-Mobile Park, and it's not too late to come on board as a Mariners season ticket member. Lock in a Mariners Flex plan and choose your games, seats, and number of tickets as you go. 6 seats in the bleachers one night, 2 right behind the Mariners dugout the next. It's all up to you. Plus, you still get all the perks of being a member, like priority postseason presale access and discounts of 10% or more and no fees on regular season tickets. Join the team today at mariners.com/flex.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Eward is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of murder.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Hello!
So disappointed in you, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Asking that pool question. Do you guys still go to the swimming pool?
What am I
pizza?
thinking?
What, Hostess cakes, Twinkies? They're playing for a world championship.
They're getting massages, Brock.
Brian, they're playing for a world championship. Think you're going to waste your time in some swimming pool, get some eye infection that, you get at the old pools at the Holiday Inn in Yakima? I remember those. Yeah, I remember those.
Good times.
All right, I think we have enough. Executive decision made by Miss Mora. She runs Here's the Thing. I think we've got enough messages.
Brock Eward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
All right, first up, Wydell left this one, I believe, after the 22-0 loss. This was how he was feeling about the Mariners at the time.
Here's the thing. This year has definitely been frustrating to be a Seattle Mariners fan. And although I still have hope after last night's 22-0 performance, it's time for the Mariners to do their walk of atonement.
Were either of you Game of Thrones watchers? Because that wouldn't really make sense if you weren't.
Shame.
Never finished it, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Queen Cersei had to walk through the streets naked while they rang a bell and yelled shame at her out of punishment for her sins.
Shame.
So.
No, I think those guys probably embarrassed enough, Brian. Probably maybe their wives or girlfriends, their family, their agents, their friends. The phone just probably pretty dark that night. And probably turned the lights down, shut the curtains a little tighter, and just went to bed to sleep that one off. And they did. And then they responded today or yesterday, rebounded, and a chance to win the series today. So no walk of atonement, Wydell.
He said he still had hope.
Still hope. He did mention that part.
They're still 4 games back, ladies and gentlemen, and they're 2.5 back in the wild card with 35 to go. So,
all right, Kevin has some thoughts on the show without Salk.
Here's the thing. Mike Salk travels south, ratings travel north.
That's not nice, Kevin.
Short and sweet. I appreciate that.
Not nice.
You don't have Salk asking pool questions, though.
No.
No, usually Brock's the one that like.
Whoa, easy.
Okay.
Easy. I don't judge 12-year-old other than the swim T-shirt, because Brian, on your little league teams, there was always the one.
No, you just have like a 12-year-old boot camp in your garage.
Oh, I did that too. Sure. Yeah.
Is Salk still in Vegas?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say a week in Vegas. That's aggressive.
No.
He was texting us on his flight back last night. He was watching Hard Knocks.
He was watching Hard Knocks last night.
He just can't stay away.
Nope.
All right, Trevor thinks the Mariners can make history.
Here's the thing. Would I love to see the Mariners win every single game the rest of the season and win the division by a long shot? Yeah. But instead, we could go for a losing record and win the division. Make history. It's never happened in MLB history.
Yeah.
I see the potential the Mariners have to do this.
Yeah.
Our division sucks.
Yep.
Why not just go for it? We can do this. Be the first. The Mariners can do it. Losing record, win the division. That's what I got.
Well, we've seen it before, Mr. Trevor. We've seen a 7-9 Seahawk team and a Beastquake beating a 12-win New Orleans Saints team. We've seen it right here in this city. And looking at the schedules, I mentioned the next 12 for the Mariners. After this one, it is still brutal. And then it eases up. But Houston, not for them. So they get their kind of cheese right now. They finish off series with the Angels, and they get the A's. But then they have New York and the White Sox and the Cubs, and their September gets a lot more difficult. So would it be shocking if a 80 and 82 team wins this division? I don't think so. I don't think that'd be too shocking at all, Mr. Trevor.
I think, Brock, that...
What do you think? You think the kids deserve to be in the pool? I know.
Think that
you think...
It's funny that your mind went to that Seahawk team, too, because that's the first thing I thought of when I thought of a losing team making the playoffs. But here's what I think. You can make some serious memories as a losing team in the playoffs. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Doesn't matter, right? Beastquake.
Well, I believe the Giants were
Beastquake.
9-7, right? Weren't the Giants 9-7 the year they went on their run? And
it was something like that, yeah.
Well, are you thinking that would take some of because there's the expectations were so heavy this season? Are you thinking there's no expectations at that point, so it's a little bit easier?
I'm thinking that.
You're just happy to be there.
It's just a second season. Like the playoffs are.
It's a reset, but it's a second chance almost.
Now, I will say to get there, I will say this. Of anybody and everybody on this roster, I am just waiting and hoping, and probably unfairly so, for Cal to just. You talk about, hey, is this the game? Hey, is this a series? Hey, is this the thing that turned like?
I don't know. I think he's hurt.
He is hurt. I mean, I don't
but
think it's
how much can you?
That's right. I know.
I have a problem with the hurt thing. And it's just being, I think every team's hurt. Every team's banged up.
Yeah, but an oblique when you're trying to.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But I just.
We'll put a high ankle
sprain.
sprain.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of hope. Yeah. I think he'll be fine next season.
Deal with a high ankle sprain over the course of a whole season as a receiver.
I had a high ankle sprain through the course of a whole entire season. You wrap that thing up in a cast.
Yeah. Yes.
Because that thing hurts every single cut you make on it. It's awful. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Riley will hopefully be starting up some fantasy football on Thursdays again this season. Riley has a new song for my fantasy forecast.
Here's the thing, Maura, since Salk is in Vegas, I wanted to try and give you a new theme song for your fantasy football forecast. So here's my idea.
She makes the picks. She knows what she's doing, unlike Salk, who's always clueless. So let's go more of fantasy football forecast.
Wow. It's kind of like Sesame Street vibes.
Can you play
Good
the
singer.
other? You think maybe sometime during the show, can we play the other one for Brian? So maybe he can compare and contrast.
Brent's was
more of these.
That was quite aggressive, that one.
Oh, yeah. We got another one we ran all last year. Oh, wow. Very opposite of that. That's soothing. That's.
You guys all in a league together? Is that what I'm getting from
There you go.
Fantasy football forecast with Maura Dooley.
Yeah.
A little more.
I don't know. What do you think?
A little more a cappella there, I think. Just kind of.
All right, Max has some thoughts on something from Adam Jude's interview and a be better moment for Brock.
Here's the thing, guys. I was listening to Adam Jude talk about, we'll bring up Cade Anderson if there's a need. A need? What are we talking about? Anytime we pass it to the bullpen, no lead is big enough. There is a need. Also, Brock, I just heard you say goosey bumps. What are you doing?
Yeah,
let's bring Salk back.
Yeah, it's true. I'll own that, Maxie. I said goosey bumps.
When did you say goosey bumps?
I think to the skipper, Coach McCabe.
After we played the final call of the game yesterday.
I don't even know what the heck a goosey bump is. I'll totally own that, Max. But the challenge, Max, is Cade, if he does come up, ain't going to the pen. So maybe Bryce does for 2 or 3 innings or whatever.
Yeah, Dipoto already said no on that.
But holy smokes, was our guy Sir Anthony yesterday. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Some dude ran into Salk at a Seahawks game. That's not possible. Is this Jared?
Yeah, I actually
deleted that one.
I've taken that one out. Sorry.
No worries. We good?
We had a new one from Ira. That one was a last week one. Okay.
Oh, Ira.
This one is for Brian.
Okay.
So this is Ira in Spokane. Here's the thing. Hey, Mr. Walters, I know that you're pinch hitting and that can be a hard job.
Not easy.
That said, don't ask Brock about sports massages. Second, Brock, I don't know how you did it, but excellent restraint. And Mike, please come back.
Yeah.
Brock can just Brock can make things awkward very quickly, I think is all they're saying.
Yeah, there tends to be like sexual innuendos that I don't even know about. And so, yeah, you know what? Let's just move this along. Let's get to need to know. We'll do it next right here on Brock and Salk.
Outside of quarterback, for real, we got the hardest position on the field, man.
The big-time players
They can't beat us throwing the ball.
make big-time plays.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side.
And a big-time Seahawk
Witherspoon, 97 yards.
is locked in for the long haul.
Spoon and the soul of our defense. Spoon is the heart of it.
Spoon's extension and what's next for the Hawks, all at seattlesports.com and the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Let's go.
Man, how cool has it been to have a behind-the-scenes view into not only the main storylines during training camp, but what truly makes these guys tick? It's Mike Salk here, and that constant strive for improvement, right? What can you get better at each day? If that's inspiring to you at all, and if you want to become the best version of yourself, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help. They've helped more than 4,000 people locally lose significant weight and become a healthier, happier version of themselves. Heck, I lost 35 pounds in 8 weeks, and that could be you by this fall. Here's the best part. You get to enjoy delicious food that you love. The program teaches you lifelong habits so you can keep the weight off, and there's no monthly fees, no pills, no injections, and it's all real food that you buy at the grocery store. All it takes to get started is a free 15-minute phone call. Find out if it's right for you. You can schedule yours at eastsideweightlossclinic.com and take that call when you're in the car, commuting to work, or running errands. The only thing you have to lose is the weight itself. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
We'll work hard to get you the best deal we can. For Lee Johnson, it's a promise, backed by more than 90 years of earning people's trust.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find Sound Pain Solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on fireworks night this summer at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are kicking off Players Weekend with the next show tomorrow night against the Cubs, featuring a playlist curated by your favorite guys on the team. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and check out the complete lineup presented by T-Mobile.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Such a crazy ride for the 2026 Seattle Mariners. You just kind of wait, like, what's next? Been some incredible mountaintops, like an 8-game winning streak. Remember that? How fun that was. Seen some brilliant pitching at times. Mooney last night gets his 100th save. He's been basically nails for 2 months. And then there have been some pitfalls and valleys, and like the worst loss in franchise history just 2 days ago, 22-0. So how do the boys respond? How do they bounce back? Well, they put 7 on the board in the first 2 innings because, well, of course they did. That's the way this game often goes. Dan Wilson talking post-game, cut number 5, about how this team, they found a way to bounce back.
Well, we talked about bouncing back tonight. Did they ever? I think offensively set the tone early, getting that 4 spot in the first and then getting 3 more there in the second inning. Obviously kind of, set a statement for the ball game. And I thought the at-bats were really good. We got runners on. We got them in. Some good at-bats there in those situations and chances to drive guys in, and we did. And a couple chances later to, kind of add on, but we weren't able to do it, but our pitching was strong.
Lots of conversation this week. Adam, Jude, a ton of it yesterday, just about this offense, Brian, and just almost in a football term, schematically, just kind of being in between. The old guard, the new guard, what are we going to do? Are we this kind of team? Are we a home run hitting team? Are we a up-the-middle kind of team? You know what's remarkable about those 7 runs yesterday? No home runs. No home runs. You got traffic on there, and Taylor Ward delivered. You got traffic on there, and Dom Canzone, who's delivered the most of anybody all season long, he delivers. You get traffic on there, and Naylor delivers. And, you know what? You can't score 7 runs if you actually hit with runners in scoring position, which is something, man, that has been just problematic over the last couple years, but not yesterday. Gave him big enough lead and held on and held on and held on. There were some scary moments. Sir Anthony did not have any of it. Bizzardo had the bases loaded, inherited a couple walks, but they got out of it. They wiggled out of it, and Mooney finished the deal with save number 100 of his career.
And you knew the Brewers were gonna make a fight. They got those runs early. You knew they were going to come back, make it interesting, just because that's what they have the best record in the game. But I do think the biggest takeaway from that is the 7 runs without home runs. Is that the most runs they've had without home runs this season?
Good question.
I believe it is. I think I saw that stat somewhere. So
I would have to think it is.
I think so. Yeah. But
and to score early and to give yourself a little bit of a margin and to say we're going to respond right away. They'll get a chance today to actually win this series. Won the series down in Houston, get to win the series today. Going to have to do some work against a tough lefty. That's not been a recipe for a lot of offensive success. Pre-game 10, first pitch, 11 o'clock right here on the flagship of these Mariners.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Trayvon Diggs, kind of know that name. Speaking of fantasy football, he helped Dallas' defense be actually really good a couple years ago because he had how many? 10 picks? 11? 11 in 1 year, 20 for his career. It was one of those magical kind of seasons. Signed a big deal, 5-year, $97 million deal in Dallas, and then it's a torn ACL, and then it's another knee injury, and then it's a concussion, and then it's just never getting right. But according to Trayvon, this is the first time in some time that he actually, in an offseason, has gotten to play some football, do football things. Here he was with the press yesterday after signing with the Seahawks.
It's my first offseason that I've been able to just not rehab and actually do off-season training. So, a lot of trainers put the work in, helped me put the work in to get to where I'm at today. I'm truly thankful for that. And, it's a blessing from God, honestly, just to be able to, come out here again.
Hey, I have all the confidence that there's something to that. I'm going to go back to that. I shouldn't have started with that one. But I'm going to go back to that. But I have all the injuries. When injuries plague you during the offseason, it is tough to get into football shape come season. And I experienced that. I had bad ankle sprain. Boom. You spend the whole entire offseason rehabbing. You come into training camp, you come into the season, and you're not ready for football. And so I can kind of feel where he's coming from there, where when you can spend a season being healthy, really diving in on actual football drills, getting to football speed, that's big for a player. So that little tidbit is what I'm most interested about with him and why I think this signing could be a good thing. There's not much risk for the Seahawks to bring him in.
1 year deal.
Yeah, minimum. 1 year deal, not much risk. And what he's done, he's shown he can be a ball hawk. I like it. I like it. Adds a little depth, and I'm sure we'll see him here in the next couple preseason games, see what he has, see where he's at, and go from there. So I'm
still
all for it.
Still a young guy, man. He'll be 28 in September, so this is not like Shaquille Griffin last year where you just kind of brought a vet in. 28, and did you see his wingspan, by the way?
No.
He will by far be the biggest corner for Seattle, so almost 6'2", 6'6.5" wingspan.
Wow.
So he'll have a little bit. He doesn't run like Reek. He's not quite as lean and lengthy as Reek, but he will be by far the biggest, lengthiest corner on this roster. And as you said, he's going to have to hit the ground running really fast.
And going to my what I started with, all the confidence in the world that the Seahawks organization that can get the best out of a player trying to rejuvenate his career.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, I enjoyed talking to Tim McCabe, the coach over there, the Little League team from Tacoma, the city of grit, the city of destiny. And this is what it sounded like to score a couple runs in the 7th inning yesterday before they nailed it down in Williamsport.
2 RBIs in the regional. The 1-1. Stays outside right field. That's going to play to run. Now it gets by Quintero. They're going to score both runs as Heisman comes in. All the way to third base goes Workman. And Tacoma breaks through first on an RBI and then an error to make it 2-0.
Turns out that's all they would need is they get by a pesky Phoenix City, Alabama team. You heard from the skipper that a lot of rain coming to Williamsport. They deal with this all the time, rain and lightning this time of year on the East Coast. So we'll see whether games get bumped back, how all that will work. They will play a team from Texas, scheduled to at noon tomorrow. And yeah, man, when you got lefties in your rotation. What did he say? We got a few bullets. We got a few things left to fire. They got a lot of lefties they throw, and I don't know. I kind of sense some confidence. Not just happy to be there. This team has been gritty, been tough, and won a whole bunch of games since they were 8 years old together, and hopefully they can keep the run going. That is everything you need to know. Are you prepared for what's going to come at you next? You have felt the storm of G. Scott multiple times already. Right, he bothered you and was all over you right before the show was beginning, which Maura, I know, loves so much. He comes in and out of our studio like a tornado, like the Tasmanian devil, right? He loves it. He wants to be a part of this. And I hope you're prepared for the next 25 minutes with G. Scott.
I don't know if you can be prepared for this, Brock.
We'll see next, right here on Brock and Salk.
Isn't it great to be back in pads playing football? Little Seahawk style.
The work continues for the defending champs.
Creating this vision of who we want to become all the time.
With the first preseason game in the books. What are the biggest questions? The players to keep an eye on. Roster battles to watch.
Hey, we got to turn it up, dude.
Stay connected to all things training camp on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Heward, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERPs, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
When it comes to your home's water, Culligan makes it better. Say goodbye to hard water, odors, and rusty iron stains. Plus, a Culligan Whole House PFAS system is the only system certified to reduce 99.99% of forever chemicals and over 70 other harmful contaminants. Start with a free water test and let Culligan recommend the right solution for you and your water. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Visit Culligan.com. Impurities may not be in your water.
Hey Seattle, Jake Bobo from Techline Roofing. Are you in the market for a new roof? With the strongest workmanship warranty in the business, Techline Roofing has you covered. Take advantage of our easy financing and our summer special. Trust Techline.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters with Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
It's WFC 199 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, October 17th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 199 World Fighting Championship, October 17th at Emerald Queen Casino. Always entertaining. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of EVs. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
O'Brien. Mariners and Brewers this morning in Milwaukee. 11:10 first pitch, 10 a.m. pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here with an incredibly special guest, the mayor of the city of Lacey, Andy Ryder. Andy's a proud Seattle sports listener and recently underwent successful treatment for prostate cancer. His treatment method? Swedish CyberKnife. Andy, tell us about your treatment.
The entire treatment was just 5 days, less than an hour a day. I spent more time commuting to the appointment than actually being in treatment.
Any side effects during or after?
I've had very few side effects. I've been very lucky to not have some of the side effects that I was worried about with other treatments.
What would you say to anyone considering prostate cancer treatment?
I'm feeling very confident about my treatment with CyberKnife, and I absolutely recommend it for anyone who has been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Thank you, Andy, and congratulations. Reach out to Swedish CyberKnife directly. You don't even need a referral. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Don't know how this is going to go. Usually Lefko's kind of leading the show. He's sitting next to G when I'm on and Salk's out, and it's quirky. It's fun.
Can you guys
when Salk's in, it's just off the rails. It just goes anywhere and everywhere. How this is going to go, I don't know, G. Like, how well you know Brian? You know him well enough to tell him, like, right to his face that he's sneaky athletic?
I mean, you called him by his government name. I don't call him that. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good point.
You know what I mean?
What do you call him?
His dog, Jermaine Kearse, just called just now. I don't even know what he wants. But I got B-Walt.
B-Walt.
Now, B-Walt. Now, you ask me some of the things that I've said about B-Walt, and one of the things I love about coming on you guys' show, I love to be very transparent and very forthright with you. Absolutely. Have I said he's surprisingly fast? No. Yes. And not just that, I have said he's sneaky athletic. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is for B-Walt to do what he did in his career is crazy impressive, right? Like, if B-Walt were playing today, if you take the B-Walt back then that was rocking with the LOB and you put him here today, that dude is all pro.
Lloyd McConkey. You Lloyd McConkey.
No, he's all pro.
All pro, man. I'll take that, G.
Like, think about what he did. Now, being serious. The dude was a receiver on the LOB. What? Do you know what you got to look like B-Walt and be a receiver on the LOB? That's crazy. That dude was going against dogs.
Yeah.
Day in and day out. I'm talking about alphas.
Brandon Browner ever get you in the throat? He loved to jam.
Man.
He loved to.
He was one of those guys that the second he got his hand on you, you were thrown about 10 yards off your route.
Now, when B. Walt says, see, let me give you guys how to interpret B. Walt speak. When he said just now about Brandon Browner, man, he was one of those guys. Basically, he said, man, I couldn't stand that.
No,
he was
I like
BB. The dude just he was angry for no reason, right? Like both Brandon Browner and Chris Clemens. Like, man, why are y'all so mad in life? You made it.
Where is
I
Browner
avoided that
these
D-line
days?
room. I will say that.
Where is Browner? Is Browner serving these days still? Is he still serving?
Why did you avoid the D-line room?
Just always never came across them on the field. No, they weren't tackling me. They weren't doing anything, and I avoided them. I never felt the need to. They were scary, man. They were scary. Let's just say that. Think about that crew. Think about the crew that we had. It was Big Red. Clem.
Yeah.
I mean, Mebane I talked to a little bit.
Of course, because Mebane was a nice one.
He was a nice one. But other than that, I just did my thing. I didn't bother him. I didn't want to be on their bad side.
And Cliff, nice guy.
Yeah, Cliff's nice guy.
Mebane and Cliff.
Yeah. But I'm more talking like the D tackles. How about that? Interior D-line.
Truck driver.
Yeah.
AJ, I know you got some takeaways from Tuesday night. Greatest in the world showcase. He was on with B. Walt and I that morning, right? So we got the best of JSN. He was juiced. He was fun. He was animated. He was storytelling. And then the episode Tuesday night really didn't it showcase your guy as much as anything could showcase Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like it's really cool, right? Seeing experts, right, come around and be like, yo, this dude's different. Right, they're getting to see there's a lot of people that have seen this type of thing. JSN was literally born to play wide receiver. He wasn't born to do anything else but to play the position of wide receiver. Sometimes, is there a God-given talent that any of you guys are listening that you have born with? He was born with that. Like naturally, it just comes easy. And I love what Julian Love had to say, and this is the part where he wins all the time. His personality is so even keel, right? Well, his even keel personality is the same when he's running his routes. Yeah. This is why every single route, when he gets to that stem, you don't know what he's going to do because every route looks the same, literally. Everyone. And so before you know it, the DB's like, man, bro, I thought he was going to do this. Oh, I thought he was going to do that. And that's why he sometimes makes grown men really can't go back home to see the family because that's going to be on social media.
Mm-hmm. They had that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say they had that clip, the practice clip, where he ran his route. He's running straight down the field, and he kind of stemmed it out a little bit, like he was going to run a comeback. Like, that's what I thought. When I initially saw it, I said, oh, there it is, comeback. And the receivers coach was praising him in the room. He's going, look, he set this up. He ran this route earlier in practice. Boom, there he is. He runs a little dig route. Yep. And the DB was left just in his dust. And that's the kind of thing. Like, and you can tell they talked about art. There's an art to his routes.
Right.
That's the art. He says, I already got you with this comeback. I ran it just like this. Right. Oh, here we go. Oh, same route? Nope, no thanks. And he turns inside. And I think
so let's take a step further. Step further for the audience. G, you've been around it your whole life. Your son was on the circuits. You've seen so many of these guys through the years, these elite receivers. I think you saw JSN down in Texas where he shattered every record there was as a receiver in high school football in Texas. Brian, this was your craft. You were in the league a long time. You did survive and weather in advance because you knew you had to be an artist and you had to perfect your craft as a route runner. So take it a step further because I got a thought, but I want to hear your two thoughts first. Why? Why can he do that? Other than he was born with the gift, just physiologically, physically, athletically, why is he able to do what seemingly very few can do?
Oh, okay. Because the way he approaches life the same way he approaches his routes on the football field.
So you go to the mental part of it, not even the physical.
No, it's for sure mental, right?
Okay.
These are different levels. Like, everybody's good at this level, right? Defense, offense, coaches, everybody is good at this level. So what separates you and the next person is for sure mental. And with Jack is his approach to life, meaning he's not like let's take somebody like me. I'm very emotional, right? I show my emotions. You know when I'm in a bad mood. You know when life is good. You know when. So what Jack is able to do is whatever is going on, he attacks and approaches everything the same way. He approaches life the same way he approaches that route. You can never tell what's going on. So sometimes, let's go Arizona Cardinals game last year. It was the first one when they were on the road. You guys remember that game? And remember, he only had one target in that first half. Now, B. Walt, you've been around some wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me the attitude of a wide receiver like Jack, who just previous has had 100 yards every single game, but in this first half, he's got one target. You tell me how a wide receiver is going to be and act in that game.
He'll be in at halftime. He'll be, I'm not going to say throwing a helmet, but he'll be saying his piece to that quarterback, to the OC, whatever. How can you not give me the ball? And he'll be going off like that. That's what a receiver would normally do.
So some, hey, Brock, some would say, well, okay, that's just him, channeling and making sure his emotions aren't seen on television. No. That's his emotions eternally. And that's the reason why in that second half against Arizona, he goes crazy. He goes off.
Okay. I love it. I'll buy that. I think there's some absolute merit to that. How about you, B. Walt? You talk about his ability to not ever raise his routes. You talk about keeping the pads down, keep everything looking exactly the same. Why can't everybody do that? What allows him and enables him to do that at a level nobody else can?
Here's where I think, and it goes back to the mental side of the game. It does, because when you, all right, I'm gonna paint a picture. Routes on air. When you're running routes on air, no defender, no one in front of you, it's easy. You're running, you have your spot, everything is perfection, right? That's what you want on routes on air. Now, when you're routes on air, every receiver looks really good. Mm-hmm. Everyone can run that route. Everyone can stick their route at 10 yards when they need to. Whatever it is, they can. Now, the second that DB lines up on the other side of you, can you maintain that same mentality that this is the route I need to run? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to those spots, and this DB isn't going to – I'm still going to do what I want. And I think JSN has that mindset where, like, he can take – routes on air and turn it exactly into a game time situation. If there's so many, and when I'm going to go back even more to the mental side of this, receivers can, when you get into that game, things can start going too fast. And everything can seem bigger than what it really is. Mm-hmm. And that's when you start panicking. That's when you start cutting your route short. That's when you start rounding these routes. That's when you just start thinking about, where do I need to get to? And these routes aren't crisp, and you're not winning your one-on-one battles. And I think JSN has the ability to just put himself, and it's in his even keel, his personality is kind of what does it. Put himself in the moment like, all right, like, this is no problem. And I can do this. I can run this route just how we practice, and the game doesn't speed up for him. I think that's the
so you guys both go there, and I love that from the mentality standpoint. It's funny because I go to the physical because I think his physical giftings are way underrated and not talked about nearly enough. I think the fact it's 6 foot and 200 pounds, 6 foot and 5/8, 200 pounds, and the way that is proportioned and built mostly in his lower half gives him a strength and an explosion and a body control that others don't have. When I watch receivers, and G and I have done it a few times out of mini camp or training camp, like you see them do those opening drills, the ladder, the cones, and you're like, ooh, even at the NFL level, let alone college or high school. So his ability, he reminds me. Do you guys remember growing up watching the Human Joystick, Dante Hall?
Oh yeah,
called him the Human Joystick because like on the old Atari that had that little lever thing, like it didn't matter. Like you could move him around, he could stop, change direction, cut full speed. And he was 5'8", 190, and he was a powerhouse. 38-inch vert, 4.4 40, so unbelievably explosive. And he never slowed down punt returns, kick returns. He stayed at that one level. It's why he's one of the best to ever do it in the NFL. To me, Jackson's a little bit taller, but it's that same ground force power, legs, body control, nimble athleticism that's like, yeah, you don't got that. And very few, quite honestly, in the league have that. So I kind of point in that direction, and I go there more scouting than anything else.
Going back to two things, stories I just want to tell real quick. One that doesn't get talked enough. And one of the things is his trainer is not what it'll like. Think about it. JSN's trainer, the guy who he's with every single day, is never on Instagram, never showing anything. Boy. Like, think about that. The Offensive Player of the Year, you don't even know what JSN's trainer looks like. Yeah.
You saw some basketball highlights. You saw him dunking and playing some dunk hoops. So that's about it.
Well, no, not JSN's trainer.
Nope.
Oh, no. Nope. You won't see him. But my point is when Jack first got here as a rookie, he did two things. And these are things that I have in 24 years of being around this team. No, 23, sorry. In 23, I've never seen a rookie do this. He did two things. One, he brought in his personal trainer, somebody that's going to be with him every single day. Two, he hired a chef. Like when I talk about mentality, like that type of mentality, and these are things is not only does Jack have regular practice, but Jack goes through, there's also an after practice, because as you all know, Brock, you know this too, a lot of times when you go and you work and all that stuff, there needs to be other work that happens after practice when you're decompressing and doing the right things with your body. That's the one story I wanted to tell. But I want to go back to Texas and that route that he ran that you talked about, B-Walt, where you thought he was going to run. Down in Texas, when I got to first see Jackson, I never forget, he was on a green team, is at the opening, and obviously he had already signed to go to Ohio State, but he was a 3-star, right? So I told myself.
Same year as your boy?
Same year, yeah.
Same year.
Yeah. Yep. So Jack, he was not invited to the opening. The only reason why he got to the opening is because someone didn't show up, and he was getting ready to go see his brother, actually, and then they made a V-line, and his parents, this is a true story, his parents were like, no, we're leaving. And he was like, no, he was adamant that I wanted to go to the opening. So when he shows up to the opening, they just put him on just a team. Right.
And by the way, quick pause, because most of the audience doesn't know what the opening is.
Explain that.
Yeah, it is. Yep, go ahead.
The opening is usually every single summer. It is usually for the incoming, to get ready to be seniors, the top players in the country come and showcase their talents right there.
Yep.
And so, all right. So my son was getting ready to go out and warm up and get ready to play. And so I get an opportunity to see Jack for the first time on the green team. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to stay and check him out. And my son said, he's like, Dad, I'm telling you, like, don't get fooled by these stars. I'm telling you, he's good. So I'm sitting down and watching, and he's playing, and he is just, like, destroying these kids. Like, I mean, I'm watching, and I'm like, man. So I believe that the kids that he's playing against, but remember, these are the top high school players in the country. I'm like, oh, well, they're just not that good. Because the routes and things that he was doing was crazy. I'm talking about the dude the first time I saw him, he had like 10 catches. And I'm like, man, yeah, these kids that he's playing against aren't that good. What I see Jack doing today is exactly what he was doing to the green team. It's exactly that. The dude's just different, man.
And all this route talk, too, the one thing we don't give him enough credit for is how smooth he is with his hands. I think that's one thing. I mean, the guy catches it, makes it look effortless when he transitions upfield. And, I mean, that was the thing that stuck out to me last season. It was just he was already one step ahead of everybody. When that ball's thrown, he knows his next move before he's even caught the ball.
Okay, so I want to play one other piece of sound. Just going to transition to the other side.
Before you play that sound, to B-Wall's point on that, that's because the dude will sit there and be watching football at the house, and then in between quarters go outside and have folks on a jug machine. No, I'm serious. The dude does jug machines while he's watching football games. All right, go ahead. What do you got, Brock?
Well, I'm going to segue to the guy on the other side that just got paid, Devin Witherspoon. We saw that on Hard Knocks, the whole deal and all of that. I want to transition there. Before I do that, though, I think the audience needs to know what you were asking Walters about earlier. Because you came in, you're like, man, what is that?
Oh, not. Yeah. So just so you guys know, first of all, B-Walt's a very strikingly handsome man. Yes. And not just that. The dude smells good. But he smells good. He smells good in a way that's different from most, right? Most, you're like, hey, they always wear a certain type cologne or perfume. In the case of B-Walk walks around smelling like fresh laundry. Like I'm talking about, like he literally smells like the bounce linen sheet. So what is the secret? Why do you always smell so damn good?
Is that a good thing? Smell like fresh laundry?
Yeah, because not many people can say that. Sometimes people like me, it's like sometimes my wife would be like, "Ooh, babe, that shirt smells like mildew." Have you guys ever had that T-shirt that you have been having for so long, and then you wash it, but you can't smell it, but if somebody else, and it smells, my wife said, "Oh, it smells like mildew." Yeah. You don't never smell like mildew. So what? There's a secret. What is it?
It's chemicals. Chemicals. No, here's the thing, and I wasn't very happy about this, but my fiance has totally changed the whole laundry game for me. Okay. And with the detergent you put in, there's a little drop of this other stuff. I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to send you a picture later, okay? I'm going to get it to you. You put a little drop, that stuff's potent. She says, don't use any more than a drop because that stuff will you wouldn't want to smell me. You'd be smelling me from there and it'd be too potent. But that's it. That's the trick. That's all it is. It's nothing, and it just freshens up everything and takes that mildew smell out. I know that.
Ian Amora, can we be honest here? A little honest Brock and Salk time. Would you have characterized Brian Walters as smelling like fresh laundry?
I'm not sure that I've smelled him closely.
I mean, he's in the other room for most of the show.
That's true. But you brought him the iPad earlier. I know you got close. Did y'all smell any whiff of any type of fresh laundry?
I think I did. You must have a good nose.
I'll have to check in the break.
The moral of the story is no one's saying I smell bad. So that's it. That's all right. I care about.
Okay.
That's all I care about.
You want to get a little ticked off in the final 5 minutes of the segment? You want to get a little ticked off? You want to hear Christian Gonzalez, same agent as Devin Witherspoon. Christian Gonzalez asked here recently, top 5 corners in the game. Top 5. Who are the best corners, Christian? Of course you're going to put your boy Spoon on that list, aren't you?
Top 5 corners in the NFL right now. Who you got on your squad right now? You give me a list. All right. I'll give you a list. I'm going to go Pat. No order. It's no order. Pat. Sting. JC. Lincoln. Q. I give Q. I like Q's game. Quinions put a lot of good film out there. And myself. Top 5.
Wow.
So just in case you couldn't hear, that's Patrick Stingley. Patrick Surtain, Derek Stingley, J.C. Horn, Quinion Mitchell, and then Gonzo.
So we family, right? We're a trust tree. Can we have
trust tree?
Trust tree.
You're wearing that white cotton underwear today. Trust tree.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I ain't got that. I ain't got that white, bro. I keep
wearing your tidy whitey cotton underwear today in the trust tree.
Hey, you gotta have some real confidence. Anyway, all right. So let me just be real. If you go to a barber shop across America and you have the discussion on the top 5 corners in the game, I'm going to tell you my honest opinion that I believe Seattle is the only round of barbershops where Spoon will be on that list. And the reason why is because for years we have judged the position of cornerback based on interceptions. Spoon has 2 career interceptions after 3 seasons of football. Now, let me just say this again. Remember, outside of Seattle, most people don't watch Seattle games like we watch Seattle games. We know the impact that Spoon has for this defense. Coaches, Mike McDonald, more importantly, John Schneider, they would not pay him that money if they didn't realize the impact. So what I'm saying is when it comes to Gonzo out there, I'm not mad at him because I understand why he did that. Now, respectfully, you would think since y'all got the same agent that you would throw your dog some love, but hey, sometimes it happens like that.
By the way, he has 1 more interception than Devin Witherspoon in the same amount of time.
Oh, Gonzo does?
He has 3 and Witherspoon has 2.
Yeah. I mean, would they put him on there? And I would say the only reason why some folks might put him on there is because they'll say, well, how did he do against JSN in the Super Bowl? Does that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Hard Knocks will help. the guys like Spoon a little bit. I think they'll help Sam Darnold. I think they'll help some of that national narrative when people actually get to touch, feel, see, listen, all of it. Yeah. Like, oh, that guy is a really good player. Oh, I kind of like that dude too. So I think that will start to, but I think you're right. I mean, it comes down to, man, do you take the ball away? And I think that might be just the next evolution. Now, the challenge with Spoon too, like it is for those other guys, like Surtain and Quinyon and all, they don't get thrown at.
Yep.
Like, who are you going to throw at? You're going to throw at Josh Jobe? You're going to throw at Trayvon Diggs? You're going to throw at Igbenogany? You're going to throw at Nehemiah Pritchett? You're going to throw at maybe one day Terrion Arnold? Or are you going to throw at Spoon? Like, where that ball's going. It's usually going to go away from him as well. G, you got any last parting thoughts for my man, B. Walt?
Yeah, B. Walt is very good at what he does. Respectfully, right? Man, the dude, I'm glad he's showing up more, especially around this station. Love the stuff that he does, college football. He's the man, 50 grand. So B. Walt always had love for you. And by the way, you're the same today as you were when you were playing. That is where I give you love. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of y'all players, a lot of y'all be acting funny when you in the league, and then when you get out, you get real. Like, hey, if there's any current NFL players listening, here's words of advice. Be nice, because when it's all over, the same people that you weren't nice to ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You feel me?
Gee, you've talked about athleticism, my looks, my smell. Can we stick around for another hour with you? I mean, come on, let's go.
He's got a show to do.
I love this. I feel great. I run into the day with confidence.
By the way, G's going to have to share that photo you send of the laundry thing because people on the text line want to know too.
Oh, all right.
Because people know G got a good nose.
All right.
You be smelling good.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it for you right now.
Hey, how your son doing, dog? He good?
Oh, we got opener tomorrow night. Big one tomorrow night.
Let's go.
Uh-huh.
Big time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Go get your shower. Go put on those cotton whiteys and have a great show with us.
Hey, man, you got to have confidence on that. You wear tidy whiteys, Brock?
No.
Please don't answer that.
All right, most intriguing Seahawk next right here on Brock Salk.
Outside of quarterback, for real, we got the hardest position on the field, man.
The big-time players.
They can't beat us throwing the ball.
Make big-time plays.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side.
And a big-time Seahawk.
Witherspoon, 97 yards.
Is locked in for the long haul.
Spoon and the soul of our defense. Spoon is the heart of it.
Spoon's extension and what's next for the Hawks. All at SeattleSports.com and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Let's go.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Slumber Ease Mattress Factory reminds parents to discuss safe traveling tips with your children. Plan a safe, well-traveled route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Slumber Ease Mattress Factory. Talk to the people who've built your mattress in Marysville for over 60 years or find them online at slumberease.com.
Motorcycle accident cases require a thorough investigation by a team of experienced legal professionals if they have any chance of being successful. Insurance companies, juries, and even the police tend to assume the worst about motorcycle riders. Get help from an experienced team of attorneys that have successfully resolved hundreds of motorcycle accident cases over the past 30 years. Call Davis Law Group for a free legal consultation or get my free book on motorcycle accidents at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Hey Seattle, Jake Bobo from Techline Roofing. Are you in the market for a new roof? With the strongest workmanship warranty in the business, Techline Roofing has you covered. Take advantage of our easy financing and our summer special. Trust Techline.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cash back. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 29 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer is for letting it rip.
Swung on and has ripped it right by it. 7 scoreless innings. Marvelous Miller again.
Summer is for showing out.
Swing and a miss. Woo, 6 up and 6 down.
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Logan Gilbert, he's knocked down a dozen in a row.
So call your favorite Walter and head to T-Mobile Park because our pitchers are rolling. From George Kirby to Senor Smoke.
Up in the attic at 101. Nothing but the express tonight for Andres Munoz.
Matilda would be proud. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners are back in town starting tomorrow. Don't miss out on 2 great interleague series at T-Mobile Park as Julio and the crew square off against the Chicago Cubs tomorrow through Sunday and the Philadelphia Phillies Monday through Wednesday. Get your tickets for these 2 marquee matchups today at Mariners.com.
It's WFC 199 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, October 17th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 199 World Fighting Championship, October 17th at Emerald Queen Casino. Always entertaining. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Well, let's see. For 5 more hours or so, you're going to have to deal with no more Salk leading the show. So I got the final hour here with B. Walt. Tomorrow, Paul Moyer will make, I believe, his maiden voyage with me. I don't think we've ever hosted a show, Brian, way back when I started my career, and you kind of, as G alluded to, on your journey right now and taking off and getting cool opportunities to call games. And for me, that start was in 2005. Was with the Hawks in 04 on IR. And in 05, just happened to be a pretty good year as they went to the first Super Bowl. Ultimately got hosed in that game against Steelers. But that was my start in doing Seahawk Radio with Paul Moyer and Sam Atkins, Dave Wyman, Dory Monson, time of our lives looking back at that, the run, Matt Stretch Johnson producing all the way to the Super Bowl. And yeah, so Paul and I have known each other for a good 20 plus years. Even before then, when I was with the team playing, he was around and a part of it. So it'll be fun to have Paul on tomorrow. He will do the whole show with me, and then Salky, Lord willing, will be back on Monday. And when he is, let's see, today we are on number 15, 14 tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be down to our final 13 most intriguing when Salky's back on Monday. But for today, we are on number
15
of the most intriguing Seahawks, and that would be Elijah Arroyo. If my memory serves me correctly, Brian, was either last summer or maybe even in OTAs this summer, we had you on the show, Salky and I, and asked you about, hey, who's popping? What are you seeing? What are your eyes noticing? You're nodding your head along. I'm pretty sure it was Elijah Arroyo at one moment.
It was, I'll tell you exactly what this was. It was last season, the OTAs, the very first practice I went out to. I was watching the wide receivers, as I usually do, and I said, man, who's that guy? Who's number 18? This wide receiver's big, but man, he's fast. And then I looked at the roster, and I said, oh, that's a tight end. And that's the new draft pick, Elijah Arroyo. And I and so that right there was my excitement about this guy and what he can bring. He's just a different. He's kind of just brings something different that no other tight end can do, and it's his running, his routes. You saw it out of college in Miami. So I mean, I honestly think he could be up there. He could be top 10 on this list for most intriguing for this coming season because of everything that's gone on with the Seahawks offense. You know, with Brian Fleury and what he does with tight ends, what you've seen with George Kittle in San Francisco. And so that's where I was with him. He was very impressive, the way he runs routes and all that.
Well, Coach McDonald will echo what I'm going to share, and I think most around this team would share in cut number 16, and that is this talent has got to be available.
Yeah, when Elijah's been out there, he's been productive for us, and it's not a fault of his own that sometimes he's got nicked up. But if he can continue this trend of having a routine, attacking the details, making those like marginal gains every day, then I think this is the type of stuff that he's capable of, and he can take it even further. You know, so the challenge is keep going. You know, let's not be complacent with 2 weeks into camp. You know, of what your role is. Let's kind of blow the roof off the expectations for what you can do, and let's go get it. You know, so that's what we expect from him, and he's doing all those things. But it's 2 weeks in. Let's keep it rolling.
And I think that was some of the challenge, frankly, in college, why he fell to the 50s in the draft, because the God-given skill set's pretty unique. 6'5", 250, runs 4.5, unbelievably explosive, built like a goddess. I mean, he's just he's a tremendous talent physically. But as you and G were talking about the mentality of JSN, as you hear from Mike McDonald talk about the daily discipline, the routine, all of it, Elijah Arroyo knows, cut number 17, he knows that rookie class last year, Gray Zabel started every game. Nicky Manwari was a freak show. And by the Super Bowl, was one of the most talked about Seahawks in that whole game as a rookie. Well, he was the next rookie drafted, and he didn't quite have that impact, and it stuck with Elijah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I left some food on the table as far as, an individual standpoint. But, I mean, that's why I'm here now. I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement, and it makes me hungry, man.
Confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. It's an old Hutchism. I'll confess something. We're in pads to start our weight. I got a big tight end. He's 6'5", 220, like Elijah. He's not 250. He doesn't run like him or anything, but he's a big kid. And I have to, at this stage of his development, he's only played football a couple years, I often have to be the one to turn his ignition on. Like, bro, pads down, go use your body, and go be violent. You have this in you, go do it. Go hit somebody, right? And he looks at me, he was homeschooled, most of his life, and just started playing the game a couple years ago. And he's just awesome. He's like a puppy, yeah, okay. But I kind of have to be the one too often to initiate that right now. Watching that game tape, the preseason game number 1 of Elijah, I kept rewinding, I kept watching him. Because eyes are going to be on him. As you mentioned, his OC is a former tight ends coach who's coached one of the best to do it the last decade or so. Pad level, violence, sustaining blocks, doing those things to complement what he is athletically will be the next step for me in his journey, Brian.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Blocking, obviously one of the big things with him coming in, the big question marks. I know he's gotten a lot better at that. Here's a little thing that I think this season we need to expect from him. And I go back to last season, and I remember, I believe it was the 4-interception game from Sam Darnold. I don't know.
It was in LA. Yes, I know exactly where you're going.
And there was one of these interceptions was a seam route to Elijah Arroyo. You remember this?
100%. Going out, it was like at our own 20, 25-yard line.
Yep. And was it the best decision by Sam Darnold? No, probably not. But can plays like that be avoided by the awareness of Elijah Arroyo? And I think that's where you make a big jump from year 1 to year 2, because on this play, it's too high. And what you're taught to do, if you're running that seam route, is to make sure you cross that safety's face. Right?
At all costs.
At all costs. You have to cut across the safety. And so he can't do exactly what happened on that play, and that was jump the seam route in front of you. And I think things like that are ways that he can make strides this season. Just being able to be quarterback friendly on simple throws like that. Look, is he going to make that catch? No, maybe not. He might get the safety might break it up, but are you going to get in the way of and prevent interceptions?
Our ball,
if you do what you're
or
gonna
nobody's
do.
Ball, right?
Exactly. And I think that's where he's going to make his plays. He's going to show his athleticism, but things like that, maybe just helping out his quarterback a little bit more, are things that I want to see, especially this preseason into the season.
Is he a little bit of all the sound we played this week, and Brady and I got in this yesterday about Jalen Milroe coming off Hard Knocks? Is he got a little Milroe in the sense that you're such a terrific athlete, and I want you to just be aggressive and unleash that, while he's also trying to show, well, hold on a second, I got to show that I'm a blocker.
Yeah.
Right? It's some of that balance that Jalen has. I got to be able to play this game in the pocket and then go explode. And I think for Elijah, it's I got to show that I can get my pads down, that I can stay sticky, that I can displace an edge defender, that I can do those things. And then I got to just totally cut it loose in the passing game.
I think,
even the pass he caught, the little RPO on the opening touchdown drive, I'll be honest with you. I was like, put your foot in the ground and go. Yeah. Put your foot in the ground, go. You caught it. Great. Yeah. That's a rookie. A rookie year, you catch it. Your second year, you put your foot in the ground like a runner. You get north and south and go shed an arm tackle and go score. Yeah. Don't just be content with, I did my job. I caught it. I was in the right spot. And then you run 3 more yards horizontally before you kind of turn up and get tackled. No. Be a dude. Be a difference maker. I think that's why old Salky had him number 15 on our most intriguing list. Flying by. Did you tweet out your one dropper? Are you going to do that?
I texted G what it was.
Texted G. Okay.
So here we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me get on that. Let me get on what this is.
All right. You go text him. You take care of that. Okay. Fresh. You go take care of all that good stuff. Laundry, Fresh, Brian Walters. We're going to spin around everything you need to know, including a Mariner game, an early one that's going to come on pregame here in 50 minutes. First pitch in an hour and 50 right here on these old airwaves, and a chance for the Mariners to win a series. Yes. How did they get there? How did they do it? Everything you'll need to know about that and more coming your way next, right here on Brock Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Isn't it great to be back in pads playing football? Little Seahawk style.
The work continues for the defending champs.
Creating this vision of who we want to become all the time.
With the first preseason game in the books. What are the biggest questions? The players to keep an eye on. Roster battles to watch.
Hey, we got to turn it up, dude.
Stay connected to all things training camp on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
With the high price of new and used cars today, many drivers are choosing to keep their vehicles a lot longer. But with the average car now over 12 years old, most manufacturers' warranties have expired. I'm Danica Patrick. If your car is out of warranty, a single trip to the mechanic could cost you thousands. That's why smart drivers choose Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, no matter the mileage, Endurance could have your car covered for the drivetrain, electrical, AC, transmission, and more. And Endurance is with you every step of the way, from filing a claim to paying the mechanic of your choice directly. And your rate won't go up no matter how many claims you file. Call Endurance now and choose the plan that fits your budget. Act now and get 1 year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
For your free quote, call 800-460-2184. 800-460-2184. 800-460-2184.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman joined by the mayor of the city of Lacey, Andy Ryder. Andy recently underwent successful treatment for prostate cancer. His treatment method? Swedish CyberKnife.
I'm feeling very confident about my treatment with CyberKnife. I absolutely recommend it for anyone who has been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Reach out to Swedish CyberKnife directly at swedish.org/CyberKnife-prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Experience the thrill of the Kitsap Fair and Stampede with heart-pounding PRCA rodeo action. Wednesday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. Saturday at 5. Watch top-tier cowboys and cowgirls compete under the lights in bareback riding, barrel racing, steer wrestling, bull riding, team roping, saddle bronc, breakaway, and tie down. And on Sunday, August 30th, finish it off with the adrenaline-pumping Extreme Bulls at noon. Kitsap Fair and Stampede runs August 26th through the 30th. Tickets and info at kitsapfair.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe, plus free delivery on any mattress. Ends Monday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
The 26 Seattle Mariners. 35 games still left. Significant chapters of this season. The most important, Brian, as we talked about on Tuesday, it's not how you started, it's ultimately how you will finish this thing. But one thing, and many things have been written, one thing you cannot write, I think would be wholly unjust and unfair, is that this team has quit. Now, 22-0 the other night, that gave you some fodder. And I know there were many that just said, I'm done, I'm out, I'm over. But you can't say these guys have quit, because what did they do yesterday? They come right back, they respond, they bounce back. And Dan Wilson gives some real credit to his starting pitcher for setting some of that tone early. Cut 6.
Logan, labored a little bit, I thought, but got us deep enough into the ball game. We were able to hand it over to the bullpen, and the guys in the bullpen did a really nice job and closed the door for us and gave us what we needed tonight. And seeing Mooney there in the 9th, he really, again, continues to throw the ball well, as consistent as we've seen, and just a good ball game all around.
Well, the majority of the bullpen. Luzardo did his job. We go out of a bases loaded, no out, got a double play there at 7-3, and then Ferrer did his job, and even around an error from Rodden. Sir Anthony did not do his job, but Mr. Spire and Mr. Mooney, and kudos to Andres Munoz. You said this earlier, 100 career saves. I know the organization's only 50 years old, but he puts himself in some pretty esteemed company on that list.
He does. And just going back to Logan Gilbert, I saw a stat they threw up after that game. And after, I believe it's the last 5 games that Logan Gilbert pitches after a Mariners loss, Mariners are 4-1 after those games.
Correct.
So it's kind of a resetting the ship there with Logan Gilbert, getting the team back on track. And that's exactly what he did last night, what you needed from him. And that's why he's your ace. That's why he's your guy. But Munoz, awesome with the Kazuhiro Sasaki, JJ Putz, and Edwin Diaz. Those are some big names in Mariners history.
And they will tee it off tonight. The rubber match of this series is actually this morning, 11:10 a.m. first pitch. You will hear pregame in about 40 minutes. We'll turn it right over to the pregame show. George Kirby, the righty for the Mariners, been a little up and down. Not great his last time out. Would love to just see him be nails. Really exhausted the bullpen yesterday, right? And now you got 6 more. You got to fly home. You got the Cubs. It doesn't get any easier. This is one you'd certainly, against a hard best lineup in baseball, would love to see George at least give you 6. He'll face a lefty in Robert Gasser, 4.5 ERA, not an elite one, but hopefully they can hit a southpaw, because that has been a struggle this season.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
We were chatting earlier about Jackson Smith and Jigba. You know this about pitchers as well. You don't want any tells. You don't want any tells in your pitch. You don't want any tells in your route running. I think the Seahawks, though, are giving us a pretty significant tell when it comes to their roster. In the one area, while they're working out different guys, maybe linebackers been a little thin. Running backs certainly had some injuries in the preseason. But there's no question the one area they are still looking to upgrade this Super Bowl contending roster is at the corner. You have 1 and 2 clearly in the house, and Spoon and Joe both have been paid. Both are going to be here many years. Beyond that, it is a work in progress. Nehemiah Pritchett did not have a great first game, did not have a great season last year in total, in whole. Igbenogany, former high-round pick, has played a bunch of ball, very physical, looks more like a nickel linebacker corner than he does an outside guy. Trayvon Diggs, Terrion Arnold, those guys a little more prototypical with their own little history. Trayvon yesterday signing with the Seahawks kind of filled us in on just how important those connections were and how all this went down.
I had a visit with Detroit. I was supposed to see a couple other teams, but I like to hear a lot. Like, this feels like home. I got a lot of familiar faces. Coach Scott, AD. So just being a part of those guys knowing me, knowing where my heart is, knowing how I want to compete. So it felt right.
How's this look with Trayvon the next couple weeks? They ran to the buses today, so he's on the bus to Nashville. What does this look like? He'll have, just one preseason game to play? How do you ramp this up to see whether or not he and those knees are sustainable?
I think with a guy like Trayvon who's been around for a while, I think you see it right away. I do. I think you see if he's ready to go or if maybe he is not the guy he was when he had 10 interceptions in the season. I think that's something you see right away.
What do you see?
I think you give him...
What do you see? Do you see the burst? Like when you say
I think you see the burst, and I think you see the reason you bring him in is because of his ability his ball hawking ability, what he's known for. 10 interceptions. You see that. Is he getting his hands on some balls? Is he breaking up passes even at practice? Does he have that quick burst to be able to do that, put himself in positions like that? And I think that's what you look at. If you see him not breaking up things, he's not coming down with an interception occasionally, then I think you go, okay, like, what are our options here? But the depth is important. You have to have it, and you're giving him a shot. Giving a guy who has proven he can do it at the highest level a shot. That's where I like that move. And you know who I'm really curious about now, Brock, after all this, is Julian Neal.
Yeah.
When he's back and healthy.
Well, when he missed weeks of camp.
Yep, exactly.
You missed your opportunity.
And
I will be real curious. Does he suit up tomorrow? This isn't high school or college where you have to have an acclimation period, and you can go from the couch to playing in a game in just a mere days. Curious if we see all 6'2" and that 6'6" wingspan and Mr. Diggs actually out there competing tomorrow in Nashville. Yep. We'll have eyes all over it. Feet on the ground. We'll chat with Dave Wyman and Brady Henderson from Nashville tomorrow.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, one of my favorite scenes in Hard Knocks, because I love weddings and I love babies. And Brady Russell, as it turns out, and nobody knew, Brady Henderson didn't know this. I don't even think all the intrepid guys down there knew that Brady Russell had to hightail it out of that locker room at halftime to pick up his wife, who was a week overdue, a 9-pound, beautiful baby little girl. Brady Russell talking about a little bit of that, but much more about the fullback position he's also starting to master.
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable this year after having a year of learning and just understanding what it looks like to play that position under my belt. So things feel a lot, I don't know if easier is the right word, but my mental process pre-snap is a lot smoother this year and understanding what the defense is showing me and what I need to do on that play.
I've said this a few times on the show, Brian. I saw Brady in college a couple times. I did some CU games. And if you would have told me that he would be a future star of Hard Knocks, getting peed on by a goat and having a little baby girl, I would have said, there's no way. That dude was like one of those college guys that and you played with, and I did, that sacrificed every part of his body, running through walls, concussions, ankles, shoulders. There's no way he's going to sustain in the end or even get to the NFL, but he's carved out a really cool role and path, and I think one of the Seahawks that everybody roots for. And that is everything you need to know. Good job on the clock.
I don't know if it's everything you need to know, because we are getting an insane amount of texts right now that need to know the name of this laundry detergent or laundry detergent booster that Brian is using.
Yeah,
so
what is it?
He let us know it's made by Tyler Candle Company.
Tyler Candle.
And it's the Glamorous Wash.
And it even has the word diva on it.
It does. It says diva on it, too.
Whoa.
No, it's not a good look for a wife.
This smells of Cornell. Kind of nose
This is
up in
not.
the air,
This is the fiance from Oregon State. How about that?
Oh, this is Corvallis.
Corvallis.
Okay. So when you're in Corvallis and you got to get that laundry smelling right, because there might be some other stuff in the atmosphere, this is how you go about doing it.
It says it's a warm and complex fragrance, overflowing with delicious fruits and rich florals, rich aromatic chocolate and amber.
Don't use too much.
Complete this luscious blend.
Okay, one more time, please. The Tyler Candle Company makes this?
Yes, it's called Glamorous Wash.
Glamorous Wash.
And then it says diva.
Glamorous Wash / diva. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you smell fresh. We'll spin around the NFL.
I put some on my Amazon card already. So.
Oh, you did?
It's kind of expensive. Jeez, for
it
laundry
is
detergent?
Oh.
Man, didn't know this. I didn't have
You said you don't use much at all, though, right?
No, very little. It lasts forever. Just a little drop. That's all you need.
There you go. We'll spin around the NFL. Never know what you can get on this show. Never, ever, ever know. Spin around the NFL to end it next.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I've solved a crime.
You did.
Wow.
Your defense, playing like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy, next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
Hey, Mike Salk here for Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and not all getaways are going to earn 4 diamonds, but you can experience the 4-diamond Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, where the breathtaking views, elevated dining, and world-class gaming and entertainment make the perfect escape. Also, check out upcoming shows. You got 80s pop sensation Taylor Dayne on September 6th, or local rock legends Queensryche on October 10th. Tickets at snocasino.com. You can elevate your next getaway. That's 4-diamond and Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're Acquire. but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Need a lift? In your business, equipment downtime is not an option. With parts in stock and factory-trained mobile technicians, Levitt Machinery is here to get your business back up and running. From forklifts to telehandlers, aerial lifts to track loaders. Trust Levitt Machinery to lift you back up and get your equipment back to work. Because at Levitt Machinery, if it's forked, we fix it. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Do you have stiff laundry or scale buildup on your sinks and showers? Those are classic signs of hard water. At Culligan, they deliver softer, cleaner water throughout your entire home. A Culligan water softener removes the hardness from your water and extends the life of your appliances. Plus, it can improve the quality of your skin and hair. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Go to Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. Contaminants or impurities may not be in your water.
Holy smokes, I can see. Hey everybody, it's Rick Riz, and I just had refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision, and it's amazing. K2 Vision RLE means no more readers or glasses for me. Plus, I'll never get a cataract. Now, when I call a game, you won't see those readers dangling from the end of my nose to see the field and then my notes. I only wish I had done it sooner. It's like seeing a whole new ball game. K2 Vision RLE was quick and painless, over in just minutes, and I knew I was in great hands. The K2 Vision RLE team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. You can trust their stuff. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. It could be yours too. Enjoy life's good years without readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at K2VisionRLE.com. Then you can make the same call I did. Goodbye, glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life can get hectic. That's why Progressive provides claim support 24/7, 365 days a year, all the time. But not like in a desperate way. We're not just waiting online for you to talk to us or waiting by the phone. I mean, we are waiting by the phone, but not like staring at it. Well, now I am. I'm staring at it. The point is, Progressive Claim Support is here for you 24/7 in a totally chill, normal way. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, we will turn it over to Shannon Dreyer, Gary Hill, the Mariners pregame show here in 30 minutes. Got an early Mariner game that, believe it or not, folks, they find a way to win this one. As tough of a stretch as it was at home, and Tampa sweeping and New York winning the first couple, you find a way to win this one, Brian. You go on the road to the Yankees, playoff team, to the Astros, leading your division, the Brewers, the best team in baseball, and you find a way to win this one today. You leave this road trip 5-4. And just hopefully a little bit of that fuel for this final sprint. I need to clarify one thing before we spin around the NFL. The show has been about correctness for 17 and a half years, and it will remain about correctness. So I got pinged on this by a few different people, and both on social media and even friends in baseball. We had Adam Jude on yesterday, and we were chatting about Cade Anderson. So he's the lefty phenom, right? He's put up numbers, Brian, that's never been seen before in the history of the franchise in minor league AA, let alone the history of AA baseball. He's been on that kind of level. And I'm like, call him up. You know, it might be time to call him up and put Bryce in that bullpen and let his stuff play up, because he's going to come up as a starter. And I got a bunch of people saying, well, you don't know the rules. You don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, what's going on? So I asked Adam yesterday, and he kind of hinted that it's, yeah, whatever. There's not much. It's priority, like whether or not you think he can win or lose. But there will be, if there is a looming lockout, here's the rule. If there is a looming lockout, which most people seem to believe is coming, then those on your 40-man roster, the teams cannot talk to, cannot have relationship with, cannot follow, cannot instruct, cannot teach, cannot be under like their guardianship in any way if you're on the 40-man roster. So ultimately, to pull him up and to have him contribute here would put him on the 40-man roster, and he would fall into that, versus if you're not on it and the game is locked out, there can still be guys playing at the minor league level, or all the guys not on the 40-man roster can still work, develop, be around, da-da-da-da-da-da. So that is where some of the rub is. Just wanted to clarify that and get some of that out. Because as I said, Brian, the show tries to be about correctness, and this show is a lot of times around the NFL.
All right, first up, we're going to go with some Seahawk stuff here. Jordan Palmer, who we've had on the show before, he is Sam Darnold's quarterback coach, was on Rich Eisen yesterday, and he talked about what he thinks Darnold's superpower is.
Sam, his superpower, the way I frame it, is just his ability to keep everything really simple. And Rich, you're really good friends with a lot of these guys over the years. Being a starting quarterback in the NFL is not a simple life. There's a lot going on. You get pulled in a million directions. And I think that's his superpower. And all the hard times that he went through in New York and Carolina and being a backup, that the self-confidence that he had that there'll be a time and a place where all I have to do is play to the best of my abilities, and I'll be in every game with a chance to make a run at the end. That held true in Minnesota. It held true last year.
You kind of were trying to understand that a little, weren't you, Brian? What does that mean?
So from what I took from that, it's more of a mindset, keeping it simple, not overloading your mind, right? It's not about keeping it simple on the field, because I feel like that's impossible for a quarterback, right? You play quarterback, how do you keep it simple on the field in what you do?
So case in point. Everything. So here's a little case in point. Even at the high school level, okay, we run some RPOs. Yeah. And you call the RPOs. First of all, got to get the signal, got to get the play. And we don't have a walkie-talkie, so you got to learn all of those things and know that. Then you got to communicate it to the line and communicate it and signal to the receiver. So that's kind of the first part of the process. And then in some of the scheme, young quarterback's got to go up, and based on the front, based on the rotation, based on the safeties, he's got to make a couple calls. Got to make a sticky call. I don't want my lineman going downfield, or I got to make a U call because there's pressure coming. I got to tell my back, you're blocking that guy. That's a U call, and I'm going to throw it. And then, I got to process all of that. And while that's going on, the ball's going to get snapped. And then in real time, I actually got to read what the defense then does do is I'm making a fake at the same time. And then I got to find my receiver, make sure he's running the right in cut or post or, and is he open enough for me to throw it? Or that's high school. Yeah. Amplify that now at this league where, multiple plays are called, ungodly amount of different schemes, pre-snap confusion, post-snap confirmation. What are they like? It is a lot. And you can have severe paralysis by overanalysis. And you played with quarterbacks that suffered from that disease at some point in your life.
Yep.
You did.
And here's my thing on this. You know what makes things simple? Is putting the work in to learn it like it's the back of your hand.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes it simple to me. And so to me, I kind of, if I'm thinking Sam Darnold on the field, I'm thinking, well, I mean, he's been through how many coordinators in how many years? He's learned multiple offenses. And so for him, it's about diving into the offense, knowing it like it's the back of your hand, because you can get out there and then you can just react. You can react because of that's what you've done and that's what you know. It's not about there's some trick formula into saying, okay, this is really the read I need to make, go here, 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 but let's simplify this into a little song or something crazy where it's just keeping it simple like that.
And guess what? His personality matches.
It does.
His personality off the field, his relationships, the way he communicates, all of those things also match. So it's not like I'm some super processor, some super brain, got to turn this off. Nope, I just keep things pretty steady. I think the most humbling day for me, and many of them, in the NFL, Brian, but I think one of them was in Terre Haute, Indiana, at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, where we had training camp with the Colts, and we had to walk through, because there were thunderstorms and rain showers, and we had to walk through a blitz pickup period. Peyton did the first, 6 plays, and I'm like, I don't understand. I have no idea what in the world he's doing, how he's seeing this, how he's doing it, how he's making new mics, how he's sliding the lat. And of course, I go up there. I'm like, I mean, it was. I think I almost went home and back to my little dorm room and cried. Literally, almost cried. I can't do this. I don't know how he can process that much and make it look so easy. And that's what the great ones do.
I was so impressed with Phillip Rivers when I first got to San Diego. And I remember a play, same kind of thing. It wasn't a walkthrough, it was actual team period. And, Phillip's at the line. I'm actually in doing a rep with Phillip, which was rare. So I was really nervous, right? And I'm in the slot, and Phillip's doing his signals, calling everything, calling the plays. And while he's doing his cadence, he looks at me, and I'm kind of close to him in the slot, and he goes, Brian, running out, 5-yard out, whispers it to me, just running out. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is my route, but he's telling me to do this. What do I do? And I'm freaking out about it because running out. Sure enough, I said, okay, here we go. I do a 5-yard speed out. He hits me, and we get a first down in team period. Nice. But that kind of stuff, the freedom to be able to do that. It was very simple. He simplified it. A lot going on, but he simplified it by just, hey, running out, go.
An experience sure helps.
Yep.
Well, at that pace, we'll get through 2 stories more. So go ahead.
I mean, that was kind of a deeper one.
Yes.
We'll go to kind of more of a surface level news story here. Bucs defensive tackle Vita Vea requested a trade earlier this offseason after they were unable to reach an agreement on a new deal. But yesterday, the two sides inked a 1-year extension worth $30 million, giving him $6 million in new money.
Mm-hmm. And why is this viable here? Not only because Vita was an unbelievable Husky and one of the greats to ever play and put on the uniform and all the things that he did as a Husky, I think this is yet again another vital data point for Leonard Williams. Spoon is done, figuring out this corner situation, and maybe there'll be a trade, whatever. They've still got money in their kitty. But the next one, if you're going to do something, would probably be Leonard Williams in the final year of his deal. So do you want to ink him to a $30 million 1-year extension? Do you want him on a 2-year, $70 million? I mean, I don't think he's at the age where some of these 20-somethings like Carter in Philly or the kid out of Dallas or whatever, it's not that level, but is Vita Vea. Pretty good comp for Leonard Williams.
It's interesting. And what's also interesting about this is how 2 different situations are handled. You look at Devin Witherspoon, how he handled it. He wasn't requesting the trade. He wasn't doing that. He's just kind of going about his business. But, 2 negotiation tactics, I guess, when it comes to this. So
for sure.
So, I mean, that's kind of just a shout out to Devin Witherspoon and how they handled it. They talked about in the Hard Knocks, right? How appreciative John Schneider was on how Witherspoon handled his business. And I'm not saying Vita Vea was wrong. I mean, there's different ways to handle it.
Or Christian Gonzalez or Baker Mayfield or, the way that these different people have to handle different organizations.
But there's way to do it. There's ways to do it. And, hey, Vita Vea got it done at some point. But we are just saying Devin Witherspoon loved the fact that he didn't make it about himself.
All right, we'll head to Cleveland again for this trip around the NFL. I just can't stay away. I am so intrigued by what the heck is going on over there. So Todd Monken ended Browns practice early for the second time in recent weeks because he was unhappy with the way practice was going. On August 10th, he threw his radio after multiple penalties by the offense and called it a day.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, Mary Kay Cabot reported that multiple defensive infractions sent him over the edge. First, Benton Whitley hit Shador Sanders. Then Aiden Huntington laid a hard hit on running back Quinshon Judkins. And then Jared Verse ripped Judkins' Guardian helmet off. Monken reportedly had a spirited discussion with his defensive coordinator and then ended practice early yet again. Like, how does this teach your players anything? Do you think this guy's going to make it through the season?
This sounds terrible to say, but I sometimes have to say terrible things. I am shocked that more coaches don't have health episodes on the sidelines, practice or games. I'm serious. We had a coach, Jim Caldwell. Remember the Lions head coach? Jim had, it was really scary. It was actually probably at that time where I was failing in my blitz pickup. I think it was the day after or somewhere right around that same time. And it ended up, thank God, just being really low blood sugar. It was like kind of heat stroke, low blood sugar, but it was very scary in the moment. And yeah, this guy's a madman. Yep. I mean, we're not even to right, like what did Sheil Kapadia said? Not many NFL head coaches are well-adjusted human beings. They're just not. The lifestyle, the livelihood. This guy would be if Mike McDonald is the most well-adjusted human being, I would put this guy, unfortunately, on the other end, is a lifer in the business, waiting to get his shot at this age and stage of life. After like all of the places he's been, all the work he has done, and oh, by the way, he runs really hot as well. So, got a hard watch on Cleveland. I'm right there with you, Maura.
In the business of comparing the Seahawks to the Browns, I mean, I don't know why I'm doing that, but look at perfect example again. Hard Knocks. How did Coach McDonald handle a situation where Derek Hall got too close to the quarterback, almost hurt his quarterback? He did it twice. What did he do? He just got him out of practice. Could you imagine if Coach McDonald went ballistic and just stopped practice? Hey, everyone, in. We're done. We're done.
Derek. Darn it, Derek.
Just ended practice for everybody. I mean, that's kind of what I'm
picturing. The Raiders had Kirk Cousins and Max Crosby just sit the next day after they got into a fight. But, like, aren't you hurting everyone when you just end practice?
Yes, absolutely.
And you don't get that many reps. And, by the way, you're trying to figure out your quarterback situation. And, by the way, you're trying to build the foundation of your team. And, by the way, this is a little bit of, honestly, something when you're a volatile 60-year-old guy versus the 35, 36, 37, the Liam Cohens, the Sean McVays, the Mike McDonalds, the Kevin McConnells. They're just like, come on. Like, there's a poise to doing this, right? There's a relatability. This is the old guard. This is the Parcells. This is like very few of that remnant are still left, where it's demeaning, where it's derogatory, where it's foul, where it is, just throw guys off a practice field. That's not today's NFL.
Well, and by the way, the defensive coordinator he got into it with is Mike Rutenberg, who got his job when they hired him to replace Jim Schwartz, who then just bounced because he thought he was going to get the head coaching job, I think. So they've just had a lot of drama with all of that.
Yeah.
Drama in Cleveland.
Ooh, can we get to this Lewis Riddick one? I kind of
sure, yeah. So as the Seahawks prepare for joint practice with the Titans tomorrow, we saw an example this week of what you really don't want. Like, the fighting got out of hands with the Cowboys and the Saints. They had multiple massive brawls going on in their practices. Lewis Riddick just really was upset about it on Get Up.
Players need to take accountability and some responsibility for acting like idiots. That's not what you're out there for. Like, look at this. You're squaring off like it's UFC. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, honestly, if it was a player that, honestly, for me, I didn't think was going to be a meaningful contributor to my football team, I'd be cutting people left and right. Honest to God, I'd be going, look, get him out of here, because it's proven nothing. Doing that kind of stuff proves nothing. And it's not, you know what, it's football, it's hot, you're going to get someone else. You know what? You barely practice. You guys practice once a day. You wear pads once a day. They cut down the off season. They've made it so much easier. Yes. You're making boatloads of money.
Gosh, he is channeling my inner voice. Yeah, I think I have kind of screamed that from the rooftops at times. Fighting is that kind of fighting is the dumbest thing you can teach and you can allow. You're coaching or you're enabling. You allow that, like they were throwing helmets. Yeah. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Okay, so tomorrow we're in Nashville. It's going to be kind of hot. I was looking at the temperature. It's not crazy, but it's going to be hot, and it's certainly going to be much more humid than what the Seahawks have had. You're going to be in pads. You're going to go at it. ultimately, someone's going to play through the whistle, not even the echo of the whistle, but after it. Somebody's going to push somebody. Somebody's going to hit someone in the back. Someone's going to do something that aggravates you. And is there a way to handle that without throwing hands and breaking your hand on someone's helmet like an idiot? Yes, there's a way to handle that. And it's called the next rep. Then the next rep, you bury him legally, right? You put your face in him legally. The fighting thing is so stupid to me, too.
I think
you ever get in a fight on the field, by the way?
Have I ever been in a fight on the field?
Yeah, college or pro? You ever
No, I have not. And actually, it goes back to, I think I've talked about this a lot before. Remember that big fight we had in Seattle back in 2014?
That wasn't the Frank Clark one, was it?
No. This was with the Legion of Boom.
Sherm, yeah.
Sherm. And a lot of people accused me of starting that fight.
I've heard that. I think you did.
And I was down on the ground with my shoulder swelling up because I got tackled from Earl, and that's what caused the fight. That's what stirred the fight. So there's two types of fights here that I will say. There's the defending your teammate fight, which I can get on board with. If someone's cheap shotting your guy, boom, and your offensive line, your offense is standing up for you. Yes. I get that. Like I can totally back that and see where that is because you do have to take a stand there. There's also the fights that I don't stand for, and that's you plain got beat. You got beat, and you're just trying to play past the whistle and get the guy in the ground. Like that stuff, I don't deal with. But there is a time someone gets too close to your quarterback, someone hits your quarterback, someone cheap shots your wide receiver. Then there are times in these joint practices where you need to take a stand and get in there.
But you know what you don't have to do? Throw hands.
No, you don't ever want to do that because you don't want to break your hand.
You could try to wrestle them to the ground. You could try, but punching somebody in the helmet with your hand.
That just doesn't make any sense. Then you're gonna hurt yourself. Yes.
And this is born. Let's be very clear. This is born out of watching the fight with Frank Clark, and Salk and I were right there. I mean, we were probably happened in the end zone down by the. Oh my gosh, yes, down by the shed there, by the landscape shed. It was on that practice field. It was unbelievable. It was so gross. And even Salk was like, "This is awful." And then it became a full-on like Gatorade. The water deals getting thrown around. Like it was just WWF. It was so stupid. Yeah. That's undisciplined. That's not being a teammate. That's being selfish. It's everything Louis Riddick said. And hopefully we don't see the Seahawks and Titans tomorrow. Now, Robert Saleh runs a different program than Mike McDonald. You saw that when he was the head coach of Hard Knocks. You see it. Like, he will push the envelope. I don't think he minds. He's burned bridges in the league with people. Like, he runs hot. He runs hotter. Not quite Todd Monken, but he runs sometimes hot. So I hope that this isn't some full-on fisticuffs, and they'll get agitated. They will get after it. There will be no question. Intensity and emotions will be up. It was against the Packers last year. So there will be some pushing and shoving, but full-on WWF over the top rope. Come on, boys. Be better. All right, last one.
Want to squeeze one last one?
Yeah, we can squeeze one more.
The Seahawks have a Super Bowl rematch with the Patriots to start the season, which surprised a lot of people given the blowout nature of the Super Bowl. We'll see how they look week one, but Brian Baldinger told the Golics on ESPN that nobody should overlook them.
They look like just a really sound fundamental team, maybe the best secondary in all of football. I think Will Campbell came back bigger and stronger than ever last year. I think he learned a lot. He's healthy. I think the offensive line's got depth. The quarterback is emerging. And if you just watch A.J. Brown and Christian Gonzalez go at it in practice, you're like, that's what practice used to look like. I mean, it is a battle out there every day, no matter what the drill is. As soon as A.J. Brown lines up in whatever drill, here comes Gonzalez on top of him. And that's a battle within a battle. I just feel like that team, like nobody should overlook that team. Not that they are, but I don't think anybody should overlook them.
I would tend to agree with a lot of that. I think because of the performance in the Super Bowl, there was going to be a lot of erasing the history of what they did do last season. Drake May was second in the MVP. Yes, very favorable schedule. Yes, a very weak division. Yes, all of those things were true. But that dude was on fire in the regular season. Hurt his shoulder, was not the same the rest of the way, and then obviously got sped up and beat up and humiliated in the Super Bowl. So that's kind of the last image. Oh, yeah, they really weren't that good. No, they were really good over the course of the year. And they did go into Denver albeit in a blizzard against the backup, but found a way to win that game. And now you add a weapon in A.J. Brown, who is a difference maker, who a quarterback looks at and goes, yep, if I got a one-on-one, I can go to him. Did not necessarily have that last year. That defense was salty. That was not an easy Super Bowl for Sam Darnold. I mean, he didn't play anywhere near to his capability or what he did in the title game, NFC title game in that one, because that is a good secondary. They tighten and muddy every window. Those are two really good defensive linemen. That is a group that up front could play a shortened box or a light box and stop the run. Like, no, that's going to be a gritty, tough opener.
It is.
And I'm not poo-pooing the Patriots. How about that?
No, exactly. I mean, yeah, you're looking at the defending AFC conference champions. Yeah, I don't think there's any way you can.
Are we a little surprised, by the way? Speaking of the Patriots, are we a little surprised
that they made it that far?
Are you a little surprised? I think Salk and I had some
that
kind of
the Vrabel thing has quieted down.
Oh,
the Rossini-Vrabel thing has become like a non-story. Are we sitting on one final smoking gun? Is there going to be one?
I mean, she hasn't spoken out yet, so if that happens,
nothing,
could come back.
Maura. So is she waiting? Has she been like, you know what? I got so drugged through the mud on this thing that I'm going to wait. And I got a couple weeks here, and I'm going to wait till maybe the week that Monday. Is there going to? Here's the question: is there going to be another shoe to drop in the Rossini-Vrabel story before kickoff Wednesday night in a few weeks?
And what would the timing be on this story? That's the thing. And what would be the? No, I don't think so.
Your
At
gut
this
says
point,
no.
I don't think so. No.
I think
Your gut says no too, Maura?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I think the ball is a bit in her court, and I think the way she's handled it to try to move on and try to escape some of this and try to not talk about it, and we don't even know where she's going to be. Is she doing anything media-wise this upcoming? I haven't seen anything.
Haven't heard a thing.
Yeah. That was such, as you can imagine, right? That was such a spicy.
The Athletic still hasn't even
story.
released their investigation that they said they were going to make.
So does
public.
that come out in the next couple
that
weeks?
might be what drops, huh?
Does that come out before kickoff? Would that be advantageous for the Athletic, or would that kind of stay in the Athletic and tee off the NFL? I don't know. A little intrigue. The NFL never short of storylines. Right. Speaking of which, neither is our hometown baseball team. You could say many things, but they are not short on stories and been that kind of season here in 2026. But a chance to win a road series back-to-back. I don't know the last time they've done that or if they've done it all year long, but they will have that opportunity in Milwaukee. George Kirby will get the ball. Brian Walters, thank you so much for popping on today. Always appreciate it. For Maura Dooley running the board, for Ian running the board, Maura putting the whole show together for this day, Mr. Walters. The hay is in
the barn.
See you.
Get to the chopper!
Stick around for Bumpin' Stacy.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I've solved a crime.
You did.
Wow.
Your defense, slaying like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy, next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are committed to giving drivers the best service experience in the region. With an open service drive, there's no appointment needed at either dealership. Summer travel plans? They offer complimentary battery health checks and brake inspections. Multi-point inspection video is done with any service. They price match tires from all local shops and match coupons from Toyota dealers. Excellent technicians, wonderful customer service teams, and one of the last Toyota dealers to offer loaner vehicles. Whether you're in the north or south, they got you covered. ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaRenton.com.
Hey, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store in Marysville. We are back and open here Tuesday through Saturdays. If you're looking for doors, you need to come and see us. We have an incredible selection of doors to choose from, and currently you can take advantage of our quick turnaround time for pre-hungs and matchups. Please visit us here in Marysville at 1046 Cedar Avenue or Monday through Friday in Shoreline on 15th Avenue Northeast. And as always, don't forget to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution.